Good morning, good morning, good morning. And happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. I want everyone to look, please click like, share, and subscribe. Click like, share, and subscribe. And to all the people who will play this back later, Mickey, we need them to click like, share, subscribe, and donate. Because we know they're watching too. Look, we're going to get some good information out, especially for the kids. So seriously, I really need you to click like, share, and subscribe. Really need you to, because we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Mickey, how are you?
Great this morning. To be honest with you, it's a good morning.
Look, he said, it's a good morning.
It is. It's a good morning.
He said, it's a good morning.
Good morning.
I'm on the struggle bus this morning.
You it?
I am.
I thought from over the weekend from the Juneteenth stuff, I was able to take a step back from
Were you?
council. Like I said, I went down to Carissa Shield's press conference. You know what I'm saying?
How was the press conference?
To be
Is your
honest
mic
with
on?
you, yeah, my mic on.
How was the press conference?
It was it was great. Besides, me and Liddell ran into each other. Other than that,
so how did that go?
Oh, mine went way better than the other one. Like,
Oh, but I saw the one with Rich.
Yeah, she called herself it was Chief Wiggins was there. She was trying to insinuate that I was the one who been taking pictures of her and putting it on.
She takes pictures of people all the time. She takes pictures from her seat. I've seen her with her camera out numerous times, and she posts those pictures and she gives them to fake pages. So she takes pictures from her council seat as the council president, and she posts them to keep garbage going. She does it all the time.
But something I do like, you might see more of me covering some sport events like that press conference. I did like that. So you might see 8-10 sports or something coming soon.
So was it well attended?
I mean, I thought it was, but it could have been more. I feel like it could have been more, but I think because who was trying to do it, it kind of made it, but it was still nice. There's still a lot of support, but I just think
I don't know how we get past in our community. There's probably got to be a changing of the guard because when you have a divisive leadership, it's not bringing this city together. And our council is divided, and it's clear. It's clear. Just like, and we'll get into it later. We were talking about grass cutting. I mean, I'm like, look, we're gonna start passing out Xanax at the door. Xanax and brownies, okay, and maybe a martini, because it was crazy. I mean, people who emit bad energy and who have passive aggressive behavior, it irritates me. It irritates me. Take responsibility and have dialogue. But here's the thing: there are people on that council who have every reason to dislike her. I mean, every single reason. And it is what it is, because she has done some very foul things. Some very foul things, putting out the 5 of them voted, put out me 30 days, then 90 days. And every meeting they put them out. They put me out for 30 days because I said she wasn't nice. She is not a nice person. She's not. And man, it was just some lies. And the 5 of them voted on it. Now they want me to be friendly with them. How'd that go? I'm supposed to let you stump on me, and look, I'm still in court. The judge said, hey, you can't do it. Judge Brian Piquel, a 22-page decision, said, hey, you can't throw out, He took some time. He took almost 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And then they decided, because they're using the city attorneys, which are just running a cost up. And they just got, we can't win it at the city. We're going to go get a high pricey firm to do it. I go to the State of Appeals Court in later this year. And so I'm still in court, and I'm supposed to be nice. So when I'm being nice and being civil and able to stay, I'm still taking care of the business of the city. That is nothing but the God in me, because the other part is just, I mean, they don't stop. How dare you think I'm supposed to be just okay with you mistreating me, dragging me, and doing me wrong? And then I'm supposed to say, okay, everything's good. Let's all work together. No. What I do is come do my job. And when we were asking her questions about that grass, we gonna show you.
It behooved
Listen, Mickey, it behooved me. It behooved me. It did. I mean, it's like me appealing to her better sense. But better yet, let me tell you this: when she voted no for another second ward project, Liddell voted no for another second ward project. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then this was to help people. Part of it was mental health, and mental health is real. She should have really been voting on this. And it was helping to get people, because they give food drives. It's the New Life Center, which is really like a square block. McClellan, Lawndale, what's the other side that goes up to Pasadena? And they do so much great work. And Sister Carol was there, and I forget the gentleman's name. She voted no. Then people look like, and then when she had the other one, her name was Erica, the two therapists, and Lisa. Yes. And when she said, I'm gonna vote no on this because this is out of order. We have not done anything in order in that, it is not. Now she want to do order.
That's what I wanted to ask you. But who brought it up? Did y'all ever get down to who brought it up?
Well, it was clearly something it was the administration. Okay. They're probably sick of her mess. And you can see the tension because she got up out of her seat and went back there as to chastise them, as she likes to chastise people, period. I think because of her size and her stature, that she feels that she can intimidate people. And it wasn't working. But them people was looking at her like, are you kidding me? When she said, no, I won't be, because this is out of order. Tell me, is it in order for her to get $75,000? It was not. She got $50,000 the first time. Then she turned around and put in for another $25,000. I mean, she got a second round. Okay. Y'all hear me? On a nonprofit that is hers, that she incorporated. She originated. She was the starter of it. Okay. It's her thing. Okay.
Right about that.
Yeah. And so look, why my hands up here, y'all look. Your girl fingernails is busted. I've been trying to take them off one at a time.
Okay, I see it now.
Yes, because mine grow underneath. And I'm like, I got to take these. I've been popping them off because when you go soaking acetone, that stuff burns. I don't like that. I don't like putting my hand in that. And so I'm cutting them down to start over. So for those who say, and I know Stephanie will tell you, when Doug came in to say her perfectly manicured fingernails, she's like, she don't take time to go do her nails. I don't have that kind of time. I never really do. When they be sending out the little fingernail call, Iquana, tell Tonya we need to see her. She wait too long to get her nail done. my nails be just, I don't have the time, but they do such a good job and they last. So I have managed to take off 4.
You got 6 to go.
I have 6 to go. Yeah. But I clip them with the things, and then I use what's those dental picks, because I don't like the acetone, and I put it underneath the thing, and I put it down. What's for me?
It's on the screen.
Oh, what?
Please don't tell me time. I mean, you can't see that right there in the TV. Look up at the TV.
Listen, I'm on a struggle with. Lasagna, no, not understanding why the city of Flint putting all that energy of harassment towards you and its bigger issues there. Flint seems to love spending money that not the issue, instead of focus on the city of Flint, like the residents in the water. Yeah, because thank you, Lasagna Larry. I agree. Because listen, I still don't know what is the service lines being completed look like, because the state took it over. They be trying to sugarcoat it. Well, we have a partnership. Yeah, no, they took it over. They said, we're doing it. We failed to do it on our own. We have the administrative order, consent order. We have the TMF report. Those are all reports saying what we did not do. Okay. And we missed 4 or 5 deadlines. I know it was at least 4, may have been 5 deadlines to complete the service lines. You cannot still drink water from the tap. You can't. Listen, I have a new filter on I ain't on this thing. I need to put it on because of the apparatus. Look, if you need a filter, you can still go to City Hall. 1 year after all service lines are complete, you can still get a filter up to 1 year afterwards. So if you need something, go to City Hall through the front doors to the right, get the information, get what you need. This, dragging the service lines out was just ridiculous. But listen, y'all, I need y'all to click, like, share, because we're going to get on to it. And one of the first things we're going to start with is PAL program, Police Athletics League. Now, they're over at Haskell Center. They're over at Haskell, which is in the 2nd Ward. Guess who didn't vote to support giving that $250,000 to the Haskell Center? Any guesses out there, America? It was Liddell. It's her ward. She didn't vote to support giving that, to the PAL. It is that the program, which is the Police Athletics League. Haskell Center is located in the 2nd Ward, has been there for years. When my daughter's 34 now. They would have lock-ins, sleep lock-ins there, and she would, they would go there. There was basketball. They would swim. The swimming pool was open then. They would swim, and it's actually a great program. So I am supporting the PAL program. And so the PAL program is run by a officer Span, like C-SPAN. His name is Span. And so he is working and doing a great job. I am encouraging him. I will help him in any way that I can, including volunteering. And then if they need me to even drive the little PAL bus, they in the pension, look, your girl will get out there and wheel that van. So they have free guitar lessons. So free guitar lessons starting June 24th, ages 9 to 13. Duration is 60 minutes per lesson, and it's free. All of this is free. So what I need you to do is, if you would like to get your child or any child living in the city of Flint, boy or girl, and you need to call Officer Span at 810-610. What's the number? 810-610-3829. And he would be here, but he's over at the Unity March for gun violence, and that's where I'm supposed to be. But I'm here today, and I might need to go home and go to bed afterwards. So if your child or grandchild or neighborhood, spread this information. If they want to learn something, they don't need a guitar. All they do is show up. Call Officer Paul Span at 810-610-3829. I'm going to put all these up on my my Facebook page also, and I'll share them to some other pages. So the duration is for 60 minutes per session, days, Mondays and Wednesdays, and time 11 a.m. to noon. And it is done by the Flint School of Performing Art, the Flint Institute of Music, which is a great place. My daughter took piano there, but she ended up playing the flute when she's a really good flutist. I was a terrible one. I always had the last chair. I put no effort into it. I may not have had it, maybe 2 or 3. I did not care for. I'm like, I'm not trying to do all of that. I couldn't sing. And so I couldn't play it. I could care less about the instrument. But listen, put your child, if you want something for your child to do, this is something great. So let's go to the next one, please. And I want to say good morning to everyone who has logged on. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So youth yoga is ages 6 to 13, and yoga is really good. I need to be doing yoga. I got like 5 yoga mats. It's a yoga mat in my truck now. And yoga is really good for you. You feeling all tense like you want to fight the world. Yoga is good. So kids yoga ages 6 to 13, Mondays at 10 a.m. It is at the Haskell Center. You can call Officer Span for this, 810-610-3829. If any of you have questions, you can call me. You can, and I'm gonna put my number up there before we leave. I'm gonna make a little thing, because you can call me if you got questions. I might be visiting the kids yoga part. I need to get back doing yoga. When I first started, McDonald's had a little yoga CD, and they were giving it out at McDonald's, and me and my daughter start using the CD for yoga. And was she in gymnastics then? She was varsity cheerleading then. And that's when I started doing yoga. Yoga's not easy. Don't get me, it's not easy. The last time I did it was with Jasmine Hall. Listen, y'all, 20 minutes in, your girl was like, Jasmine Hall, I don't know if she does. She was teaching yoga, and she was good. You know who else teaches yoga? Jan Marie Arbor. Vote Jan Marie Arbor, 7th Ward. She's a great yoga instructor. She used to teach at Brennan Center for years. but Jan Marie Arbor teaches yoga. She's a yoga instructor. And I've heard some great things about her teaching. She doesn't teach it now, but she taught it for years at the Brennan Center. And yoga is I need yoga. I might be there with the kids for the yoga. What day was that again for the youth yoga? They're gonna have to throw me out. June 21st through July. So it is every Wednesday at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Mondays at 10, Wednesday at 1. I think I'm gonna be there. I'm going. I'm gonna bring my little yoga mat and take my 55-year-old self up in there and be embarrassed by them. I'm like, look, you stand right there. You stand. Look, help an old lady out. I think I'm a senior citizen at 55. I believe I get ARPA. Oh, not was it ARPA? Not ARPA. What is the one that you get? Start with an A. The discounts. Oh, AARP. AARP. So, that's the yoga. Let's go to the next one. The next one is going, and these are all free. So you got guitar lessons, you got yoga. Mm-mm. Yep. Here's another free Miss Morgan's Girl Talk. This is with Chia Morgan. So what she will be doing on you got to put it. Is it back up? Okay. So can you blow it up for me? So it is Miss Morgan excited to join Flint Pal and have Girl Talk using the curriculum developed for adolescent girls. For more information, call Officer Span 810-610-3829 with Flint Pal. Miss Morgan's Girl Talk is for girls ages 9 to 13. He said if it's a girl for 8 to 14, hey, bring them anyways. A lot of these young people are advanced. So what is Miss Chia Morgan, who is a licensed therapist? It's exploring emotions, resilience, self-confidence, and it's at Haskell Center. The dates are up there. So if you have a young lady looking for a mentor, and you want to explore emotions, resilience, self-confidence, you need somebody to talk to. There you go. And it's free. It's free. So these are great programs for the children, the young people in our community. Also, I'm trying to think, is that the only one that I sent you, Mickey? I'm not on all cylinders today. So also, if you have, let me see, we have up there. If you have a young child or a person up to a youth, I'm gonna say ages 8 to 18, that may be facing some type of issues, you may need some type of intervention. You want to get them involved. Can we put up Officer Span's number? Put at the tab and blow it up to his number. I want you to call Officer Span because I got him. He's involved with these kids and connecting them. We don't want to be the first time that they meet a police officer when they're getting arrested. Okay, I just don't care for that. I want better for our community because there's things that are out there for these young people to do. So if you have a young child and you think that, hey, well, let's have them, stop by, engage, talk to them, create a rapport, create a relationship. Call Officer Span at 810-610-3829. And you can leave that up because I'm going to say a couple of things. Yes, I am pushing PAL. That was important. And we gave $250,000 from the ARPA funds to be put to Haskell Center. And that was, to me, one of the best amounts of money that we have spent because we see we're programming, and they're actually renovating. They're actually renovating Haskell Center now, and so there are some things that they have got to do. So I want to say, it says the cooking. Oh, they have a cooking class. So also, listen, there is a cooking class. It starts July 1st. It runs from 2 to 3:30. And they cook at. He told me where they cook at. He gonna have to give me a flyer, but this program begins July 1st. I will have a flyer and I'm gonna put it up. So there is a cooking class. Look, I'm gonna be all up there with the little kids and these ain't little kids, with the young people, the youth. So the cooking class begins on July 1st. It runs from 2 to 3:30. He's going to get I don't have a flyer for that one for Officer Spin. These are all free programming, free. So y'all, Mickey better not be trying to send no invoice for no PAL programs. This is for the youth. These are for the young people. So so one of the purposes of PAL, because some people don't know what PAL is, the City of Flint Police Athletics, which is Athletics League, PAL aims to bridge the gap between law enforcement, the juvenile population, and the community by fostering positive relationships and mutual respect. They believe that the power of early intervention to shape positive attitudes towards law enforcement, empowering youth to actively participate in building trust and understanding. Through inclusive athletics activities, they aim to cultivate good citizenship and a positive sense of community. Their mission aligns with the department goals of enhancing the quality of life in the city of Flint and collaboration and positive engagement. Please join us with the PAL program to create a safer, more connected future for all. I support PAL. Never been a secret. Day one, got ARPA in. I'm like, let's pull some out for PAL. There's 2 PALs. I'm supporting the Chiefs PAL program. I am. I've always did that. That's just because I believe like bridging that gap. So Mickey better not send no look y'all. He sent an invoice to them.
I might have to come see the chief Monday. I'll tell him myself. I had to tell
listen, give him the invoice. Give him the invoice. And I do want to say that, you have to separate certain things. PAL is a great program, but yeah, get you that program because we're giving PAL some, we're giving PAL. I need y'all to click like, share this because people who will log in for those first 15 to 20 minutes will see the PAL. They can see what's going on.
Transportation for the kids who don't have it.
Yes, there is transportation, y'all. Chief Green got one of them little vans, had it wrapped with PAL on it. I'm gonna give it to him on this now. I'm gonna give him his flowers on this, and he's working with this for the kids. Now he might need to get some other officers on them streets with them gunshots. Give him this for PAL. I'm gonna give him his flowers for this. Yes, there is a van. Yes, there is a driver. Yes, I tell them if they're in the pinch, they need a driver. That your girl, if I'm available, will drive the van. Okay, I know how to drive a minivan, not a minivan and a van. Yep. And that's transportation was one of it was the issue. He already got the van is wrapped. So it's got Flint PAL on it. So yes, I need y'all to click like, I need to click like, share my darn self this morning. So that's why it is important. So Mickey will be giving Chief Green, Officer Span, if you are watching, because I know this stuff gets back. He will be creating an invoice. I don't know. He graduated in 95. So he sounds like, I can't recall him. I've only talked to him on the phone. He has not been down there throwing everybody out of Flint City Council. And listen, them officers tired. They tired. So call Officer Span at 810-610-3829. I agree with this pick that Chief Green has put him over this program because he's really enthused and he's going that extra. So many of these kids need intervention, and just to know that somebody cares. I got the people around the corner from me got 8 kids, 2 blocks away, and them kids be busy, and they call me like I'm the auntie now over there, like. They be like, Miss B, I wouldn't, but it's getting these kids, and these kids will be in these programs. They will be in these, getting them off the street. It is. And they got this one. I would like to see, they had a heck of a boxing program, PAL did. I would like to see the boxing program because they got this one little young man. And he be knocking folks out. I'm like, he needs to utilize that in a good way, connecting them with the services that they need.
I just saying it's just I can't think. It is what we're doing. I ain't probably saying it right, but that's what he said. He did PAL. back in the day, that's what
Who did Pam?
Boxing. The guy said he learned boxing and had boxing back in the
day. They did.
Chat.
Yeah, they did. You know, and it was a good program. My kid's dad used to do PAL boxing, and maybe that's what's wrong with him. Cheap shot.
Just terrible. We just got from Father's Day, and y'all just throwing all type of shots at me. It's terrible.
Listen. I wish him that he grew up to be a very mature man. We were just not for each other. That's it. We were just not. He was a great father to our children. You know, I will give them that to my two oldest children, the 34 and 28-year-old, 33 and 28 and 33.
He was great for you at one time.
Hey, I picked him. I can't.
You know. Let y'all just
I'm not right.
Too much of men being dogged.
You know, I'm not dogging him.
No, not to you. Yeah. But it started last week.
But we picked each other.
Yes, ma'am.
And so he was the father of my and we were married.
He was the love of your life at that time. I'm gonna make you stand on business.
And I ain't gonna listen, Mickey. The wedding day, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, don't do that. No.
Listen, listen. I stood at the back of the church. My mother and father was like, they were like, my mother was buttoning my wedding dress. She was like, "You don't have to do this if you don't want to."
Nah, I ain't gonna let you get away with that. You was ready. You was ready.
But I'm very, and the one thing I will give this to him, and I ain't gonna take him. He used to when we were together. He did Big Brothers Big Sisters. He was in the community. We would always have kids at our house. All the kids stayed at our house, and he was good for that. He played guitar, and my kids played. Two of them played guitar. Well, one plays guitar very well. One just had a guitar and thought it looked cool. And I mean, we had musicals at our house. He played guitar, he played keyboard. And so my kids, it was a musical house. You know, literally they had we had a music room in our house. And they had drums. But I think they thought the drums, my mother-in-law bought drums. I think she thought that was funny.
I know that was a get back at
you. That was to get back at me, yes.
Know.
Because
I know the mother-in-law playing.
And it was a real drum set. It was like nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm like, this boy ain't but like 3. And you didn't spend like $1,500 for a drum set, you know, and it was a kid one, but it wasn't like the kid like you get, you know, toward no, it was a real.
No, I get it though. I get it, but I'm just saying, we men have been taking a lot of abuse from women for many and many moons.
Okay, and
I'm just reading in the chat. Angela just said, Mickey, we women don't like to stand on that business. I tell people don't know that, man. We just got a kid together. I'm saying,
Angela, look, girl, I feel you on that one.
Man, terrible.
Listen, I'm not mad at you. When it's over, it's over. Now you know it's bad when the kid, the new stepmother, and my kids are grown when they got together, and she said, "Tell your mother to pray for me." I'm like, tell your mother she can understand, and I'm like, you thought if he was great, I'd have kept him.
Oh my God!
If he
Lord,
I would have stayed married to him. He was just a lot of work. He was. But he's got some great things when it comes to kids. He would bring the fire truck home. He would always bring the fire truck home, and my kids were like the little, stop, drop, and roll for the smokehouse because he was fire marshal, city of Saginaw. So. But anyways,
I ain't never dealt with this since I got into this political world. I
never
been around this many police officers and fire people. I'm like, Lord, what have I been? I'm like, I'm out of fish out of water.
It's like public service, and you kind of just like you'll see doctors usually marry nurses, or at the hospital it's the paramedics. It's who you're around. You see them frequently. Right. But anyways, I have great they were great fathers.
Yes, ma'am. I ain't gonna let you do
I'm absolutely, and then I have
the last week 8-10 men.
I'm saying, and I buy Father's Day gifts for them. Yeah. I do not for the grown kids anymore. I make sure that they but my youngest one, because he is still young, I still do what I'm supposed to do, make sure.
Yes, ma'am.
But
I'm just messing with y'all though.
Yeah, the fathers are. I don't say I have baby daddies. I have fathers to my children because I had fathers. I had actually my biological father and my stepdad. I had two great men, in my life. So I'm really lucky. And in a family that love me. But anyways,
yeah, let's get to work.
I know Mickey. Listen, Mickey over here talking. He stuck up for y'all men. I'll be the first one to stick up for men, and then it's really difficult because I really stick up for black men. I have two black sons. Now I have two black sons, and so I know that it's different when they go out the door. As a black mother, you worry about your children. It's not the same.
It's not it's that, but also the black women to grab them. I've seen y'all take down plenty of good men and just.
Are we having this conversation?
No, ma'am.
The black women take down the black.
I'm just joking.
Listen, y'all. Mickey about to get the business. Black women support black men so much, so much. But do we get the same support from the black men? I'm just saying. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, which we need to have that one because support. I'm not gonna say support. You know what my word is now? The care. The care. What is your care for me, and what does your care for me look like? And I think when we look at care, people have a different view. You'll hear men. I'm gonna say Flint. Or maybe even Michigan. They're like, it's 9 black men to every 1 woman. And this is what I say. It is 18 black women to every black man. Because you in Flint, I mean, your odds just greater, And some of these, my friends, I just be like feeling so, I don't know. That's a whole nother thing for them.
Yes, ma'am.
But anyways, we need to have that talk because it is, I watched Ace Metaphor, and I used to watch Derek Jackson until he turned out to be, he had some good little stuff, but then Jackson was a piece of work. I am. But anyways, it's 18. I say it's 18 black women to every black man here. That's why y'all better watch out that black wife effect, white husband, black wife effect. That stuff is real. They be getting them together. They be taking them to the black barber. They be getting the men be coming up with some swag. You put it in on TikTok, y'all will see it. And you hear a lot of, I'm gonna say my friends saying, you know what? I'm considering dating outside my race now.
I don't support none of that madness.
Some people don't.
There's no knock. I just don't support the madness. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
There are people who are saying, I will date because you're in a relationship with like 3 or 4 people. I mean, because it's just not enough or what they feel they have to put up with. And so women are saying, and I will say, I've had with my friends, and I have my friends live in other states too, that they have stated, and they have dated, outside of their race. It's no longer, I'm just going to just date a black man. It's not the same. My daughter is married to a white guy.
I don't knock it though. Let me be honest. I don't knock it. I just, for my,
and I love my son-in-law. I like him more than my daughter most of the time.
From my point of view, I couldn't go outside because I'm gonna just be honest with you on how I see things. Cause like I do, I do study. Well, I'll be reading up on the Nation of Islam. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have no problem where I'm gonna have to quit doing some of the things I do. Mm-hmm. I'm not even finna go through that. You know what I'm saying?
So what would you have to quit doing?
Like, no, you think I'm gonna show up to all black rally to get together? I wouldn't even set myself up, and it ain't no knock. It's just how my mind is. Mm-hmm. Like I might see, and I'm not saying it's not because you seen white people have helped us. Don't let me get off into that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in my own skin, just like I just like black women. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I can't, and it's not no knock because I got people who who went outside the race. It's just me. I just like to stay where I'm at. I want to stay grounded with who I'm with. I want somebody who can understand the struggle I'm in. I don't want nothing if I see something to be like, well, that's not racist. Maybe not to you because you don't see it. I don't want to get caught up into that back and forth. And then maybe I'm overreacting. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes other races don't see our struggle.
Right.
And then when you trying to explain that, they'd be like, because I can't stand, I always hear, oh, blacks don't, y'all lazy. This, like, are you crazy? And it's like, I don't want to
because our history, you know, they don't tell us that we built the White House, that we were not only the farmers, we were the builders, we were the blacksmiths. You know, we did all the laborious work coming from slave, and still to this day, you know, because we are the workforce that are, you know, we didn't have the education. So
and that's what I'm saying. I mean, even with, and I'm gonna go so far as this because I'll be always on social media. I be seeing even the other nationalities that's not coming. I'm talking about from the African countries. You know what I'm saying? I just see. I want to be with somebody who understands my struggle. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? Where they understand the fight and why I do this. I don't want it to be like, like blacks can do this. A lot of them don't see we've been over here for 400 years. And you was unable to read, learn, do this for some
even practice
years.
Religion different.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
no, right.
Yeah, so
we were listed as with the cattle.
3/5 of a human being. And it's like even some places, I not to take you off, even when we become billionaires, did you know it was a place they didn't want Oprah moving in that neighborhood? This Oprah Winfrey. Billionaire.
Oh, she went to her man's and they had a problem with
that was a store, but this one she was trying to move out there in California, trying to buy property in Malibu, and they said no. So you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be with somebody who grounded, like, and understand. Not saying you can't be cool with other races, because I'm cool with I call Bilal my brother, and he Palestinian.
So, and it's a personal choice, right?
Frank, my guy. That's you know what I mean? Frank Good. I'm talking about the lawyer Frank. He a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm far from that. These two people I see damn near every other day.
And that's the person. Listen, if it's a white male billionaire, hit me up. Oh, listen. Let me stop. Oh, listen. And it is a personal choice. And this is why I stay out of people's, you know, it is a personal, I stay out of people's business. I don't want nobody in mine. You know, I don't want nobody in my bedroom, in my personal life, none of that. I mean, that's just me. And I'm going to stay out of everybody else's, but it is a personal choice, what you are attracted to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know nobody for what they do. I just.
Yeah. Somebody told me time you got jungle fever. I've never dated anybody white.
I never had no problem dating, and I'm happy where I'm at, but I never had no problem getting a black woman. I was never turned
because it's 18 to 1.
Because I was reading the comment that said, question, what if you consistently from Marcus Field, if you consistently rejected or mocked by black women from another race? I always call it the eye of our women.
Okay.
I'm just being
honest. He said, wait, what if you are consistently rejected, mocked by black women? Then a woman from another race says to you, you're cute, let's go out. What is a young black man to do? What would they be mocking you for?
I mean,
what?
I never been, I'm gonna be honest with you, I never been rejected by of our own.
That's very.
That's kind. I mean, some stuff like that. I can.
Yeah, I mean, but I think though we look now, you know, nerds turning. You might be a nerd in high school or whatever, or maybe college, but them nerds be growing up to have their stuff together. You know, that's a different thing. I think what is your attraction to somebody? You gotta have something in common, you know, for it to last. You know, you have to. Because like I have never had a type. Never had a type. You know, and I look for I have looked for what was inside of a person, you know. And I believe in love. I believe in love. I do. I do. And I think that when it goes to y'all have like a buffet of women, because you know we look at a lot of the black women, what I think we have to, you know, we go through, you know, the cheating. I was looking on this one woman and I know her, and she's like 71, I mean, if she was trying to date, she riding by, she's here. And listen, and she saw his Jeep at some other woman's house. I'm like, is she doing this at 71? Because you can have multiple, I got a call. Look, 6:29, what, Friday morning, calling me. And I'm like, why am I in this relationship with them? And I'm like, look, yeah, I was like, you know what? F him. I'm tired of him. He ain't no good. Leave his behind alone. Because this guy is seeing like 3-4 people with her.
Right.
I'm like, and I had just went to bed like 4:30.
Wow.
And she called me. She was upset. I'm like, you've been going through this for 10 years. 10 years. But then the other one driving around, she's 71. I'm like, you driving around doing drive-bys? I'm like, I ain't driving by at 71. No. I mean, it's just, no. Relationships are hard and they require work.
Yeah, they
do. They require work, and you got to be ready to do it. And like I tell, you have to, the man has to be, people are like, well, women, they'll stay, well, he'll change. I'll be there when he's ready. A man will change for the right woman when he's ready. A man will change for the right woman when he's ready. That's just the fact, because he could break up with you 8 months ago and then meet a woman and marry her and say, hey, 3 months, she's the one. It's something that sparks. It's the right one. Like I ain't for everybody. My Tonya Burns life ain't for everybody. My life is not for everybody.
No, this life is rough. I think doing this stuff right here, see, a lot of people don't think politics, anything that you do that's consistent, like you coming to do this, you do a podcast, you breaking this stuff down. It takes a lot of person to deal with how your phone be ringing from
my phone. My phone never stops.
That's what I'm saying. So
I have 3 phones, and I'm not a drug dealer.
Right.
Okay,
right. That's what I'm saying. You out here putting the truth on. I think that's what a lot of time people don't. And that's what I think.
I've always said for 25 years, I've had at least 3 phones, at least, from being in business. And I think that, go ahead, what you were saying. I think that, when we talk, you have to be ready and understand. And you have to be unselfish when you're in a relationship. We done got off, but this is good, y'all. Sorry, we done got off. Yeah. But you can't be selfish when you're in a relationship. And to you men, you got to ask her, what is it that she wants? Not what you want her to have. Understand her for what she wants. And it is the care. I sent this thing to one of my friends. Well, I'm gonna say this one friend. She called and she sent me this video. I'm gonna send you this video, Mickey. I watched the video and I was like, in the video it had a demon, a dragon, a farmer, and then there was a house fire. I'm like, what is he trying to tell you? I'm like, she's like, girl, I don't know what to do with this. I said, girl, block him, because he got too much going on. I mean, it's some of the relationships, and then now everything is so different. And I'm gonna slip into this other one. If the kids is watching, these men who want, if you're a woman, they want you to have they want another woman with them. I mean, now they just putting it all out there. They just want it all. But when you tell a man, look, you want another woman, I want another man. Y'all see how that's going. It's beautiful when they'll say, oh, it's beautiful when you see 2 women together. But then when you see, you say, well, I want another man. I don't do that. I don't do that. And I have a lot of male friends, and they get mad at me when I have told them in their relationship, that ain't funny, Tonya. And this one, his name is John. He hang up on me every time. Yeah, but he wants his mate to bring in another woman.
Oh.
But when I said, well, can she bring in another man? That's just something you can't do. So and I think some of these women are doing things that some are. I know. I had to keep him. I don't want to be by myself. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for him. I'm gonna do this for him. Yeah, and I think it's a hard thing because they're talking to their friends saying, this isn't what I want to do, but I don't want to lose him. So at the cost of not losing him, I know some of these women who have brought other people into their marriages because they didn't want to lose who they were with. Oh, you don't know nothing about that, huh?
No,
you ain't heard that.
No, listen, I'm gonna be honest with
because
you.
people kink levels now, they off the chain.
No, not with me. I'm just saying, just with me. I'm not into that. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard dealing with one woman, just general. I ain't never just had, like, even back in my days when I was a clown, I was bad at cheating.
Good.
I got caught every time.
My ex was bad at cheating.
So plus I would get tired. Like, it's hard going to see the same movie twice. It's hard going to.
Oh, wait a minute! You were saying it to the same theater.
No, you have to go. No, not the same theater.
Was they waving at you?
No, not. I got caught once doing that. But I'm saying, usually you got to go see the same movie twice. You know what I'm saying? When you live in that extra life, you know, just say like how Bad Boys 4 came.
Look, no name up there. Facts, Mickey. So no name is agreeing with you.
I mean, but when you're young, you just think like that. You think, as far as a male, you think the more women, you think that, you know, you by the way society was back then, if you had 2 or 3, you know, just how men be thinking. You be thinking that, but as you get smarter, you got to have some wise people. God just put me around uncles who some did the right, some did the wrong. I had one got married 5 times, and he told me, don't listen to him.
Hey, keep doing it till you get it right. Okay.
I'm just saying, in general, I found out, even if I was a billion, I think I would still want to probably be just with one. I ain't, you know, trying to. I'm straight, just one. It's simple.
So, but you were
a fool at one time.
An epic cheater.
I was caught. I was a serial cheater.
You was a serial.
I was caught at one time. A serial.
Don't see, this feels good getting that out.
No, I was offended that I was told.
Why? When you were cheating, you weren't offended. It was all good.
A serial though, that's like.
There's a lot of men. Let me tell you, there's a lot of men that cheat. They don't. It's just the part. Let me tell you, when I caught my ex cheating, you know, he didn't take somebody off at the fire department, and we had 2 little children. And so I called women's intuition. Don't y'all doubt no woman's intuition. So don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. And so then when certain things just come to you, and it'll come to you in your dreams. It will come to you in your dreams. Man, I went down there. I called down there and I asked to speak to him. And they said he had to take you could trade time, on the fire department. And so the guy that he owed time to, he says, oh, he's not here. He took his wife out to lunch. Now they work 24-hour shifts, right? So I said, okay. I said, well, you know that this is Tonya. You know who this is. And he was, oh, I didn't know it was you. He knew it. So I went I put my 2 little kids in the car and, the truck then.
I had to take them babies up there. Wrong.
I left him in the car.
But don't you know them people be knowing they got this was why y'all women be want to bring.
I was in my 20s then. God. I was in my 20s, okay? I was in my 20s. And so I I quit my job to stay home. I was like Betty Crocker, Martha Stewart, all in one. I mean, I literally quit to stay home to be, home with my family. And I was a housewife.
I ain't gonna y'all.
I was a I was a housewife. Not for very
You ain't never did no wrong. Thank you.
No, not in my marriage. No, I did not. No.
But you know what?
No, I'm very clear with my decisions.
You may be right on that, but why do married women cheat?
Because they're not getting what they need from a man. And here it is, communication. Some of the most wounded men are Black men. You're told not to cry. Mm-hmm. We come from homes which are broken. That was one of the reasons why when I wanted my children to see that Black love was real, I didn't want them seeing me and their dad arguing at each other. Black love is real and it's a beautiful thing. And I wanted them to see that when you see a Black man and a Black woman, that is a beautiful thing. I don't want them to see us yelling at each other And then their daddy was not good at cheating. I told him, you couldn't afford a wife and a side chick and 2 children. He could not. And I was not. When I divorced, I had no job at the time. When I filed for divorce, I had no job, and he was just coming home when he want to. Listen, then he gonna bring me flowers and bring her flowers.
See, that's a lot of Valentine's Day.
You know them flowers
sweetest. That's like
upside his head.
I bet you it was.
And then when I was done, I went to her job because she was riding by my house. And I needed to let her know, you don't ride by my house.
She came by the house?
She used to ride by all the time. And so I would rollerblade with my kids. I would be, I did everything. I liked being at home. I just didn't have a husband who respected the fact that I was home. And it wasn't like when back in the day with my grandmother and them, where, they had a second family or somebody. These men didn't take care of their homes. My grandmother, my grandfather, he, whatever he tipped out. My grandmother, he took care of the home and the kids.
Yeah,
he did. These men, don't pay bills. If I'm gonna put up with something, you better make it, worthwhile for me. And otherwise, your girl was gone. Look, left no job, no nothing. Had quit my job to stay home because we didn't want our children to be in daycare. And so that didn't last. He felt he had control. I'm gonna say about 10 years ago, he said to me, I'm just putting my little business out here, but I talk about it anyways. And we were in therapy maybe 12 years ago now. And we were in therapy with our son. And he said, I didn't want my marriage to end. So he was, it was 3 of us in therapy with the therapist. And the therapist didn't like him. His name was Chuck. He would call him the Disneyland dad. And so he said, I didn't want my marriage to end. And so I had to be, I said, what do you mean you didn't want your marriage to end? Because I didn't want it to end. I miss coming home and having you there and the kids there, and you got remarried. Okay, my divorce took 5 years with him. I had built a whole new house then from ground up, and I'm like, it was 5 years. And so he didn't realize till it was gone, and it was just so, he had never shared. Now I was begging him to go to counseling during this time. I was going to counseling for my mental health to make sure I did not choke him out while he was sleeping. Make sure the pillow didn't, he wasn't suffocated with the pillow, but he didn't realize then. It was one of the things he said to me, which he would get home and he would walk through the garage door, and then on the kitchen, he would take and set his keys down, and our kids would run. They'd be like, Daddy, Daddy. He missed the sound of having that comfort of, I come home to a stable home. And it's a lot of work when you're a housewife.
No, it is. I agree.
I would rather go to work because my kids were always active. I cooked. You do everything. It's not, I didn't share those responsibilities. I took care of my children and my husband. I did. I did that. And and I came from out of working, and that was I worked full time,
No, I agree with that. But men don't realize that till they get like in their 30s, like late 40s. I mean, late 30s, early 40s, when they like, damn, I'd rather have this crib and everything. But when you're young, you're not thinking like, when you're young, you trying to have fun. And sometime when you wake up, she gone. You be like, damn. Then it start coming.
Yeah.
Then you start, listen, I got to get with me somebody. I understand. I see the old players. They don't want to be by themselves.
No. Then they got this thing called hospice wives now. Hospice wives for men in their 50s. They want these women because, they've taken care of, better care of themselves. And now they, high blood pressure, diabetes, other issues. And they call them now hospice wives because they need a woman to take care of them. You was in them streets. And these women and it's a very real thing. I did not know. I got some friends, they date younger men. That is a real thing. Used to be only men would date younger women. Not anymore. It is,
I think it's just
a lot of women I know date younger men.
Yeah, but they probably weren't saying it because it was happening a lot going on in my younger days.
My friends,
I seen plenty.
I'm 55.
Yeah.
They dating these younger men,
and I get it.
I mean, to each his own.
I get it. No,
I want someone I can have a conversation with. I want someone who was the Isley brothers.
Yeah, but you know what? And I was always told this as a kid. Sometimes when you see that, a lot of they can. And I ain't saying this for anybody, but it seemed to just work that way. Seem like an older woman, if she do get a hold to it, and not saying it always work out, but she can mature him a little more. Just like with an older man dating a younger woman. Why you think most of the young women be going?
No, they cheat too.
But I'm just saying. But why you think most younger women go for the older man? They know it's gonna be some stability. He gonna get him a car. He knows certain things he got to do. He gonna have to keep money in their pocket.
I married an older man. It was not like that.
Well, the ones
it was not like that. It was 50-50. I had a house. He had a house. I had 2 younger children at the time, and then we had, and so right. And we are great. We are great. We should just stay best friends.
But the older man,
I absolutely love him.
The ones I came up with, no. I'm talking about who I seen, and they took care of their side women. Let me be real with you.
The older men, back in the day, they was buying houses, cars.
Yeah, they had whole. They had, like you said, I done seen the side chicks would have at them time. What was they called? Little probes. They had houses, but you know what I'm saying. It is what it was, and they was usually younger than the man and wife was. But I also seen too, and I don't want to say them because they know I know these stories because these were some of my father's friends. I get in trouble.
No names.
I ain't gonna say no names, but I've seen some when the woman at home got mad and left. They was ready to end that with the side chick because they knew over here, this was just they was blowing money.
There are men who want that stable woman to keep this okay over here, and what they do in the street has nothing to do with what she doing up here.
Right.
They want that. They want to keep that woman that he gonna be out with her.
Right.
He gonna be seen with her.
Right.
She's the one he want everybody to know about.
Right.
And what he do in the street, stay in them streets.
Right.
And the street chick, side chick, she know not to. It'll be cut off, and it's cold. It's cold how they do it. And I've seen. I was not the side chick, okay, not ever, okay. But I've seen, how they. I have a lot of guy friends. How they cut it off, and it's like she know her place.
Yeah, but you got to be honest with this too.
But I seen some side chicks come and cut up at the wife's house.
Yeah,
I mean, they cut up.
But I also seen the men who was the side dudes. Let's be honest, it go both ways. It ain't always been. I done seen some of these players, some of these older players, while they was doing things, they was getting hit. So, I understand. Like I said, I done seen a gift and a curse. I was told this, and I'm gonna get you back to your Pluto. The worst thing in the world, and this is what I was told by my father.
Mickey tells me we're gonna get back. We done got off into all of this. What's in the comments?
They was talking about this, and Louis Armstrong took care of his mistress and his biological secret daughter.
Listen,
bought her a big house. What about Jesse? Remember when he had Jesse?
Oh, he did have that baby.
Yeah,
but I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson.
if you really, even Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going. Even Marvin Gaye, he had kids outside. I mean, we only human. We don't know we don't really know how this thing is. And I'm just.
No, I don't. And I think that however you do it, I believe in love. I believe in love, and not just the idea of love, but of actually doing the work of love. And relationships take work.
Yeah, it does.
And if you think you're gonna be in a good relationship and not do no work,
right?
That's just not a true thing. They take work and they take time, and a lot of people don't understand that. And I think when we're younger, we don't know we don't know what we got, like you said, until it's gone.
Yeah.
But I am really into, and this is one of the things, and I'm gonna play this one, and then we're gonna get to it. And sometimes, you know what, everything don't have to be scripted. But I want people to be and for men, it's okay. I have always said through all my relationships, it is okay to fall out of love with me. don't disrespect me, because I'm not gonna disrespect you. It is okay to fall out of love with me, but don't disrespect me. It don't all that ain't necessary. I remember I had the worst night of my life. That's a whole nother story. When I in my 20s.
Listen, I done been played. I done played. I mean,
I wasn't playing. I was calling myself, wasn't doing anything with anybody, but I was dating. you know and if you ain't the back then, if you wasn't the one, what's say, giving it up, listen, I listen, I listen, and I wasn't. I caught both of them in the bed with somebody else the same night. Well, it was two guys that I was dating separately, and they were in, but I was not.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah. But it was like the worst night. And I'm like, oh my God. But my thing, and I think that when we talk about relationships, your body is not meant to give to everybody. It's not. That is so intimate, that should be reserved for the person that, don't just pass it out. That's me, but some do. Depending on, people are. It's so many new little phrases now. I have to have the young people help me with them. But for me, it is take care of yourself. And don't be out. Don't give the best of you to just everybody. You want a piece of you. You don't want soul ties with everybody. You just don't. You don't.
Yeah, you should.
And so I have never had a one night stand in my entire life. Mickey quiet. Mickey, Mickey is quiet.
You know what? I ain't never been like that. I don't. Stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? Stuff happens.
Well, I just think that we have to be careful, and especially nowadays. And I remember 8th grade we had sex education, and I think what was the disease then? It was the STD.
It was gonorrhea, crabs back then. Yeah, because that's what when I came.
Herpes was the big one.
See, it was talking about gonorrhea.
Yeah.
And crabs. And it was something else.
Listen, I paid attention in sex education class. I think it was 8th grade. That was enough to scare me. Okay. It was enough to scare me. But I'm gonna play this one, and it's a TikTok, because this is when I talk about the care, and this makes. I want you to give me your thoughts. Then we're gonna move on after this
ma'am.
one.
I'm gonna get honest about it.
Yeah. So this one is, y'all know my internet will never work in this building. Why is it not working, Mickey?
God probably saying, "Stop it, Miss Burns."
This is a good one though. I'm gonna send it to you. And maybe you can, it'll go to you. It'll never work. I gotta go stand by the window to make it work. So we're gonna see. But when I talk about why I'm sending that to you, if it came over to you, I didn't send it to what's the name. Maybe I will send it in Messenger. No, I send it to your cell phone, but I'll send it to why is my aunt Muriel, and if love you, Aunt Muriel. She taught me how to swim. She lives in El Cucamonga, Mongo, whatever, California.
Watch him. See,
I
I almost had it.
Okay. Is that the one that I think that's the wrong one? But what I'm gonna say? I think I'm gonna say Dr.
Family, I know Tonya got off.
No, I know
she got off subject, but
you got me on.
Tonya Burns are not those what she talked about today of slandering men. Are not those.
I am not slandering men.
I'm just
I am very protect. I love to see love, and love looks like no, and this ain't the guy. That ain't it.
That ain't it.
No. Yeah, that ain't. That is not it.
That's not it. Okay.
That's not it. But it talks about the care, that when a man gives the woman the care, and
the same one you sent me to my text message.
Yeah, and that's not. And yeah, it's not pulling up right. It's not pulling up right at all. Not at all.
But sometimes, do you believe sometimes you can meet a person out of due season? I
What
know
does
I'm
that
going a
mean?
little biblical. Well, it wasn't at the right time. Maybe y'all was when y'all linked up. It wasn't probably the right time, but then y'all got back together later on.
I do. I think that sometimes we don't know who's for us, and sometimes people can feed something that you need. You may be just a season for somebody. You may just be a season, to help somebody get through something or help somebody to get to another place. And it's not physically, it could be emotionally or
Yeah,
spiritually
yeah.
or, and I think that I think that you may not be like say the right season or time, and then you may link back up
Right.
later, but then there's an appreciation and then there's a familiarity of that person, but you may not have been able to it didn't work out. I ain't got none of them, so if anybody want none, okay? When your girl done, okay?
I believe I'm like
Don't
that
don't
too.
revisit because I go to
Yeah.
the point of no regret, like, and folks be calling my mama, going to church. Where I'm like, what is you doing?
That right there, that irked my nerve when I see, because I done seen it more like getting cool. I'm like this when I break up with somebody. It the hell with your family too. I'll be honest with you, how I'm with it. But I'm not. I'm not a disrespectful person. But if I see him, I'm because I'm cordial. I mean, how you doing? But if you think I care, because I look at it like this, I call myself a realist. Mama gonna like the next person daughter bring on in. So it's like they that family will forget it, especially if he come bearing gifts.
Well,
You know what I'm
you know
saying?
what?
Mama gonna accept whoever daughter
You know
accepts.
what?
So my attitude is the hell with them when it's
You
over. The
wrong.
hell with the
You
whole
wrong for that.
squad.
You wrong.
And I'm
My
standing on
mother has
business.
stayed friends with everybody just about that I have. My prom date. She still he goes over to my mother's house to check on her and it's still friends. You know, I'm sending to see if that shows up. And so he still and we went to the he was a terrible boy. I did he was a good boy. He was a terrible cheater. Terrible cheater. Terrible, but he was good to me though. But he was a terrible cheater. Terrible. Yeah.
It's good.
For
Not the
who?
worst
I was
thing.
in high school.
It's not the worst thing. Cheating prepares you to be a better person.
Mickey, don't
You
make me
cheat.
take my sparkly tennis shoe off and hit you upside your head with that. It don't prepare you to be a better person. Listen, you gonna try to, yeah, Mickey,
Yeah, dude, it
Mickey.
makes you a better
It
person.
does not. It does
Well,
not.
it will.
He was a terrible cheater too.
But it probably helped him become a better person.
He was like a OG in training. I'm gonna take care of her up here because in high school he would be like, "You drive my car," and he had a Cadillac, and it was a new Cadillac, and me, Stephanie, and Carol would be in that Cadillac. So Stephanie Rogers and Carol McIntosh will tell you we would be in his Cadillac, but he was a cheater.
Well, how we supposed to take it? You see your ex.
We would be rolling too.
You see your mother. You see the mother, the cool with the new dude, and
Oh,
all the
no,
time
it is.
she told you she was cool. Now she calling him son. I'll be like, oh my God! Listen, I'm gonna tell you, it'll damn near break my heart. I'm petty. I don't
But
even
see,
want
my
my
mother talks.
kids.
She's a very spiritual person,
Damn that! I don't
and
want my kids talking.
and church and
The mama can remarry. I'm just telling you the pettiness of me.
well,
Y'all know who y'all daddy is.
My mother is friends with. She just is.
I'm just.
She don't live with me. My mama live.
I'm just telling you. I'm a dad. I catch my daughter calling her mama just saying me and the car broke. She got married. And she calling her new husband daddy. Oh, for real?
Like what you doing? What you doing?
Listen. It wouldn't even be. It would be issues with me. I'm petty like that. I'm just telling you because don't get me wrong. It was hard for me now as I done got older. Like when I see older women now, like I might say, "Hey, how you doing, Ma?" I just call them mother. I couldn't call nobody mother but my mother and my grandmother. Like far as my I'm petty. Like listen.
Wait a minute. Mickey, Jessica, thank you. She says, nice try, Mickey. Cheating prepares you for the emergency room.
I said it helps
you. I support that message, Jessica.
I said it'll help him get right. You mess around. I done seen brothers crying. Why you leaving me? I bet you won't do that for the next one.
Yeah, I done had some criers.
Yeah.
But you cried. They cried the day you leaving. Did you not hear? Look, I done wrote you letters. This is before texting. I done wrote you letters. I done talked to you. We'd have been to therapy. But all of a sudden, the day when it is official, when you give me all your stuff, any little, swap outs that you got to give, then they want to cry.
Nah, I'm petty. I'm being petty.
They want to cry. Be like, you passed the cry now.
I mean, but I agree with you with that because I told you incident. I don't want to say it on here because it happened with a family member. I'd be getting calls, another call. But I was like, how is you doing this and you did this? I'm like that. Don't get me wrong. I'll take mines on the head. I don't know. It's just, I mess up daily. I'll be like, damn, I messed a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like if Nicole, I'll be
but
like,
does it bother you when have you messed over or didn't do a woman right? And then you see her with another man and she looks happy and she's glowing. And have you thought, I really messed that one up?
You know what? I'll be like, I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be like, I wouldn't write for them. They needed that. I'll be wanting to get that. If I can't give it to you, go get it
from someplace else.
Because 9 out of 10, listen. Ain't no woman can tell you I'll fight them this and that. I just get quiet. I let the women win the argument. So usually when it's over with us, if it's over,
Black women good at arguing.
Yeah, but I'm saying
we like professionals. We like.
Because usually when it's over, I try to do the right 90% of the time. And like if it won't be me who messed it up. Mm-hmm. From all the mistakes that I did, I don't like this. No, it won't be me if it get messed up.
They say if a woman leaves a man for herself, he ain't never coming back. And she likes her solitude and her peace. That at that point, and then a woman that's unbothered, that's a woman that comes with, and women should come with standards.
Yeah.
You should have what you want in your phone, text it to them, let them know. Yeah. Come with what my standard is. Number 1, hey, you must love God. Number 2, you must have a sense and a love for family. Mm-hmm. Number 3, you must make me laugh more than you make me cry. It's a list of things. Women need to come and let men know you're not stepping up here on ass and thinking you just gonna, no.
I do agree with that.
Because these men want women to be, we want, this woman to cook, to clean, to be your caretaker. You want her to look like, we ain't gonna say no models. If it's a black man, they want her to have a voluptuous body, a curvy body. They want you to be in shape. They want you to take care of yourself. They like to see with your hair done, your nails done.
But what about if your man wants you to just be like just saying? Because this is my thing. I ain't gonna knock no woman and saying like, I don't like thin women anyway. I'm not saying I don't like them. I like a little meat on the bone. But what I'm saying, what's wrong with you and your mate working out? Health reasons.
I think that's a good thing. And that's part of have good communication.
Right.
And that's where we have to talk about communication. You have to be able to communicate with a person.
Right.
And if you can't communicate with a person, generally that relationship is going to fail. Yeah. Or they're going to communicate with someone who's going to talk to them.
No, you're right. Because I see a lot of dudes who be saying like, if my girl, I believe me, I'd have been in the barbershop. I understand dudes look at, but my thing is this: why when you go to the gym with your girl, like, they see me and Nicole. We do a lot of stuff together, y'all. We do a lot of stuff. I'm saying you do have to do that, but sometimes being apart from each other will make it a little greater. You know what I'm saying? You can't be up on each other all day.
If you're with the right person, if you're working with them and going home with them, it depends on the level and depth of your relationship and how you understand each other. Yeah. And that's what I think. Like, my life is not for everybody. It's just not.
I seen this. I seen it.
And it is, I'm a workaholic.
Yep.
And me disconnecting from what I'm doing.
And you're around a lot of men.
I am around
in the political field. Just be honest. You're a lot, and so
I have been around a lot of men for the last 30 years.
So I'm just saying, for a man to deal with you,
right? I'm different,
because they might think, oh, you thought, no, this like I record more women than I record men. You done seen the stuff. They done had me mess with everybody up here. But I'm saying that's a lot for your mate, whoever you dealing with. This was
absolutely. Absolutely. And I've worked in a male dominated field. When I was in the alarm industry, I was the first Black woman to have a franchise with ADT. And so I traveled a lot, and I did this for years until I got sick. I did it for over 2 decades. And so I did this, and it was men. And people would call. I would have people when Honeywell, we do special orders. They'd be like, how did you ever get involved in this? Because I was a woman and I'm Black.
Right.
How did a Black woman ever get into security systems, alarms, fire systems, and I was a Black woman.
Right.
And I didn't look like a mechanic or
in a male dominated field. Don't forget that.
It is a male. It is probably 99%, and it's pretty much it was 95% white too. And so I have dealt with, it's just me. They would call me the straight shooter. I'm not good at the other part. I'm just kind of like down the middle with stuff, but that's just who I am. But I want you to play. I'm going to talk about the care. Then we're going to get off of this because the care, D. Gilbert, we need to learn how to hold some standards. Also, I agree. They can expect a man to bring to the table when they can't or won't hold themselves accountable. Okay. Sheena Beckton. Hey, Sheena. I want to know what she do because she's a very articulate writer. She says, but this is where emotional maturity and being a secure person come into. No one else can do that for you but you. That is absolutely true.
Right.
And that's true.
Yeah, she just read me too on earlier in the message.
Did she?
Yeah,
What'd she say? You didn't read that out loud.
Yes, because I read it to myself. I laughed.
What did she say?
She said, only part I talked about when you brought them babies up there. Why you bring them babies there? I mean, I just be like, that's the only thing. Want to let them know they got a family. That's all.
When I did that, I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, when I got out, his friend Felix, and may Felix rest in heaven. And Felix walked out. I did some. I was a little gangster. I think a little bit back then. Yeah. And you are not supposed to park in front of the fire doors. I was furious because I had given up my career to stay home to be a housewife, and he didn't fulfill his part of the bargain, which was he let me down.
Bang.
Yeah. And so when I was so angry because it was the disrespect for me and the disrespect for our commitment to our children and our family. It's the business of a relationship, and then there's the love, and he disrespected everything. And so when I called up there, where he owed the guy, and the guy knew, because they, when you call up there, they have their own little private line where you can call and talk, and he knew who he was talking because I knew all the people at the fire station. And so when I parked in front of the fire truck, Felix came out, and Felix that was his best friend. And Felix was a captain at the time. And he was like, Tonya. And Felix, I don't know what, I had on flip-flops. And Felix took me underneath my arms and scooped me up. Yeah, I was not the size I am now. I was the scoop me up size then. and he grabbed me up by my arms, and I got out of Felix's arms. And when I seen Greg, I punched him in his face. I listen, he got the business because he broke the agreement. And all I could see was I stayed home to be a wife and a mother, and you broke our agreement. And I was hurt. I was hurt. I was hurt. And
it hurt us when we have to cheat. Believe me, it hurt when men have to.
Y'all look. Let me take my tears off. So I'm getting ready to listen, Mickey. Don't play with me, okay? Yeah. And so that was I was in my 20s. So my late 20s. And so I mean it was, but you move on. I believe in love. Yeah. But anyways, the care, we'll get back to the care. And as we get older, we learn some things. And so I like this video because that has been one of the words that has been put into my spirit is the care of me, the care of women. How do you care for somebody? And so Mickey probably would have getting in trouble. And so Jackson gave him a piece of the joke. So I want to play. Listen, and I want this is for the men and for the women too, because it is okay for you to tell a man, and we need to tell him you to care for me, because a lot of them don't know how to care for you. They don't, and so they may need some guidance, y'all. They need some help, okay? And I like what he says because it is just it's very simple. The simplicity of what he's saying and how it allows women to flourish. What women need from you. So let's play this one, please.
I got you.
And then we're gonna move on.
Hold on 1 second, family.
Me taking care of her helps her take care of me. Y'all not listening though. When a woman has a man that takes care of her physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually, that's when you're going to get the best version of her. And when you get the best version of her, she's going to contribute to your growth because she now has a solid man in her life who she knows she can depend on, and she's no longer in survival mode. She can now flourish in her femininity and she will be your backbone. But if you're going to do wrong by her, just know a woman becomes a reflection of how you treat her. And if you don't like how she's acting, look at how you're treating her. Me taking care of her helps her take care of me. Y'all not listening though. When a woman has a man that takes care of her physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually, that's when you're going to get the best version of her. And when you get the best version of her, she's going to contribute to your growth because she now has a solid man in her life who she knows she can depend on, and she's no longer in survival mode. She can now flourish in her femininity and she will be your backbone. But if you're going to do wrong by her, just know a woman becomes a reflection of how you treat her. And if you don't like how she's acting, look at how you're treating her. Me taking
So those words were just simple. They were simple. A woman becomes the reflection of how you treat her. I believe in that. I do. So if you don't like, how she's acting, how are you treating her? You got to look at that. You got to look at that. And it's not what he said wasn't it's just I think putting together everything, it was very simple.
Yeah, it was.
It was very simple. Invest in her spiritually, emotionally, and financially if you have to. And help her to be because a woman is going to support you.
I hated that video. I just tell you that.
Why you hate that video?
Because right now, listen, 810 is struggling. Right now, because when we play them things, you're putting the standard up there right now. 810 can't handle.
What you mean? I'm just saying.
I'm trying my best. I'm doing everything I can. I don't want to go back in the streets. Want to rob no bank.
Listen, let me tell you something. When you work together with someone, you generally can acquire more, but you got to be on the same level.
No, you do.
You
do.
And sometimes you got to. Some is maturity.
Yeah.
And to grow and to grow together.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't figure out till later. Yeah. And by the end, it's kind of like. But I believe that the care of a woman, it's how do you care for her?
No, you do.
And every woman may not need all those components. No. She may not need you to take care of her monetarily, financially. She may not need that.
With getting her hair done, nails done, doing so. Ain't nothing wrong with that, fellas. I'm just saying.
No, it's not. That. But let me tell you, it depends on what age group. But if you are in a higher age group, in my age group, women do different things. They do dinners, dates, and destination vacations. They do dinners, dates, and destination vacations. Women my age group have been paying their own bills. They got their own mortgages. They got their own car payments. They get their nails and their hair done. So they do dinner, dates, and destination vacation. What's missing now is romance. I mean, what happened to the romance? I mean,
I be
dates.
I be hearing certain things when they be like, I be hearing sometimes they say like men not paying when they take the women out, the men not paying. I didn't grow up in that.
What about planning for a woman?
Yeah.
Listen, I'll give it to my son. He's 28. He plans his dates, but he asks for, like, what should I do for her? He takes an interest, and he'll call his sister, number one.
Mm-hmm.
He hates to really call and ask mom, mom, what do you think? But I'm gonna tell him. I want him to have a good relationship experience. I do. So, my husband does all the cooking, dishes, and laundry. I make more money than he does, though. So it's about finding a balance. It takes a team to get there. Taylor, you are correct. It does. It takes a team, and it takes balance. Who said I'm tender age 25? Miss Burns has me taking notes.
Drulina, she from New York.
Is she from New York?
New York.
And I just, love is you got to do the work, but men have to do the work too. And you have to have, if someone is cutting you off in communication, and I tell everybody, go to therapy. Mental health is real. Therapy is good because sometimes you may have to go to therapy to learn how to talk to people. And depending on how you grew up, and in my, as we grew up, it was like, shut up, you'll be all right. That was like the cure. You're going to be all right. Shut up. Sit down someplace.
Yeah.
So now it is, for me, it's how do you communicate? And I believe in communicating.
Because our grannies took a lot.
Took a lot.
Don't think granny liked it that old granddad in that Cadillac had a whole nother family on the other side of town.
Yeah.
They didn't like that. They just kept that together because that's
they
what
didn't
they
talk.
thought. Right. And you got to see that because granddaddy was sleeping on the couch, grandmama was sleeping in the this and that. And you seen a lot of
you knew wasn't nothing happening because they slept with the bedroom door open.
Right.
You like ain't nothing happening.
And I ain't gonna lie, my father told me, and I guess why I just got kids by one woman. He's like, because he had 4 kids by 3 different women. And he was like, man, just make sure you just keep all your kids by one. You don't want to do like I did. You know what I'm saying? Because that do also bring conflict when you got this mother got a kid over here. But what I did appreciate about my old man, he brought all his kids together. So you wouldn't.
My dad did too.
Yeah, you got to bring them because you don't want to have. And I'm not just saying it because mamas can play games, but sometimes mamas be wanting their kid. Nah, this yours, and and it might be this mother over here. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep that balance with. I put that on the father bringing his kids together.
I think it's healthy, and we don't talk about it. But having it, I don't know. Maybe we were supposed to talk about. This was not my designated show, but keeping the like Denise is your sister. And so, and you don't say, oh, this is my half sister, it's my sister by another mother. You say it's my sister. And I do sister trips. I have my sisters, and I have got like 7 or 8 siblings. And my mother only had one I have technically no biological sibling that has the same mother and father as me. I don't. And so my mom only had 2 children. My dad was a Rolling Stone. He still called himself Pretty Kenny. We went to the Roadhouse. They're like, where Pretty Kenny at? Pretty Kenny is celebrating his 80-something birthday this year. And so, and we will be having a birthday party for him. But my sisters, I say, are my sisters. Now, my dad, I was really raised by my stepfather, in which I called daddy. I didn't call him. He was in my home. He was daddy to me. And then I call my dad, my biological. And it's a different relationship. But I went to therapy as a child. My parents got divorced. They put us in therapy. And I kept going to therapy because I get a free lunch.
Right.
And dinner or lunch, like after school. I did.
Right.
I did it. We would go, it was downtown North Bank at the North Bank Center. We go get ice cream, and it was just, but I'm glad I did it because it taught me how to communicate. And then when I went through a divorce, I put my children in it. We were all in therapy. My ex-husband, my new husband, the kids, everybody was in therapy because I wanted my children to have healthy relationships and to know how to communicate. Now, out of all fairness, our therapist, Chuck, was not using clinical terms. Chuck didn't like them. He was like, he's a piece of shit, Tonya. I'm like, He was like, he's just a Disneyland dad. But I get that he was angry. He lost his family.
Yeah, no,
Took him 3 years to say, I didn't want the marriage to end.
Right.
When your zipper come down, it shouldn't have fell out.
But you know how it be. Don't nobody like to see.
See you happy.
Right. They see you doing good with somebody else. It just be hard. I just say it take a mature person that can understand, look, this wasn't working out for us.
Yeah, and it's okay. I've always said, and I said to him, it's okay to fall out of love with me. Yeah. It is not okay to disrespect me, disrespect my household, and disrespect my children. Yeah. Then we got some problems.
Yeah, because I want to be I want to be cussing out. The kids hear me getting cussed out, but they don't hear me cussing at their mama. They ain't going, because how can you do that? Like, I ain't gonna see me doing no swinging. If anybody be trying to throw fists, be Nicole. She the little firecracker. I'm just laid back. Let's chill it out.
I don't know how we got it. So I hope that we, I believe in Black love. Love who you love. Yes, stay out of people's bedrooms, because it ain't my business what someone else's kink level is. It is not my business. Kink level, it is not my business. It ain't my business. Yeah. I don't know how y'all get down. It ain't my business.
Yeah, because I heard these politicians is something else. I've been seeing
the women going over to Dubai with them billionaires and millionaires, and they have them defecate on them and urinate on them.
Is money everything?
For some people, it is. For some people, and it's often for people who didn't grow up with money, to where it's what they didn't have, that they idolize it, that they needed, they wanted. They didn't have it, and if they have grown up in poverty, it's like you look at, we didn't have all this social media. Wasn't no Google. Man, if I could Google when I was, going to college and in high school, I would have been at the library, before,
I'm tripping because I just seen what Brother Snow just put in here when he said the new dating is going in the inbox. He not lying.
He said the what?
New dating. How people go in somebody inbox on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so old school. I'm still like how you get out and y'all meet. That's what I'll be like.
Yeah.
When they be saying they on Facebook, like, you don't know how this person.
They do internet dating.
Like
I got friends do internet dating.
I mean, just me. That's why I guess I'm in a relationship, because I don't know if I could survive in this new dating. Like, well, I got to go in your inbox. I'm not going in your inbox. If I can't meet you out, because I'm going to be honest with you. You got a filter on that page, and I do see you. And God is my witness, and my family can tell you this. I did this before, a long time ago. This before I was with Nicole. You didn't look like that on that picture. You lied to me. and ended the date like that. I'm real. I mean, I'd rather see who you is. All that you put this filter on, then I see you.
The filter, your filters are great. I use the filter. I didn't use it with.
But a person can see you in person to be
Look,
like,
how can I hide anything? Like someone was saying, my life is so out loud. Everything about me.
No, but it's some people who.
And listen, y'all, when I get skinny, I ain't gonna be on crack. Okay, just so y'all know it. Y'all gonna be like, she taking the shot. Yes. Okay. She's taking the Wegovy. Okay.
Ozempic, would you say?
I can't take Ozempic. I have been borderline diabetic, and I tell people menopause. Right. I was like telling people, like, look, I'm going through menopause if I act crazy. That's why my doctor was like, I had none of the menopause. I didn't have any night sweats. Menopause is not the same for everyone. I had weight gain. That was it. I didn't have sweating, and I had some hair loss, and that was it. And but then that came along with endometrial, some other things. But anyway, I embrace who I am. Now, my doctor told I went 2 weeks ago. I think I'm out of menopause. So I can't use that no more, because I would tell my kids. I've been telling my kids,
Look who up here being petty this morning.
Who?
Unapologetic Ivy Keys.
We can't always keep Tonya. Somebody got it. Listen, thank you now. That's right.
That's my girl there right there.
Listen, I'm with you on that one.
But they need to stand. I'm going to say this. Not all, why they steady saying women. I ain't not listen. I'm just going to be honest. The Lizzo thing. All women who got weight on them are not ugly. Some are.
But whose standard is it?
It depends.
Yeah, who set that standard? You got to be skinny.
Like my father told me, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Absolutely.
And that's I like what I
but
like.
But listen, these men be wanting these swimsuit models and got a big old beer keg. I'd be like, you want my stomach to be flat? Maybe we should work on it together. You know what I'm saying? They don't be having no six pack. It don't be no six pack. It is they have a Dunlapped over, and be trying to tell you what you should look like. You know, and a muscle in that region. You know, but then they have this expectation that women need to be physically fit. You know, they have this TV model or this it used to be Jet magazine that they think they have in their mind, and it's just not. You know, look, I ain't going out just eating no salad. I don't throw up. If it's down, it's going down. That's it. You know, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna have a cocktail. If depending on where I'm at. So I'm not pretending. I'm not gonna be. And I've seen women. I worked with some women, and I did not understand the need for these women. Some of them were throwing up their food, and they would smoke cigarettes to curb their appetite. And I'm like, I'm black. I don't do that. You know, that ain't what I do. You know, but to stay skinny, you know, I'm 55. Look, I'm gonna say I'm still in menopause. If I act a little crazy, y'all, it's the menopause. Yeah, and I'm gonna use that till I'm like 95.
But it depends on what, like the individual. Like, listen, I seen some fellas pull some girls. I was like, what in the hell? How did he get her?
But what do they have in common? You know, what's up here? And, what's in here?
And that's what I had to realize when I was young. I used to be like, cause you know, you thinking like, cause I was thinking like, dude, you got to be thin to get this, you know, but then I found out as long as you got bank, you can, you know, but then me with the money, that's why if I was a billion, like rich, I know it's harder for them dating than it's for us dating. Because 9 out of 10, a woman for them for their money, even with the pro athlete, is the woman there for them or is just the money?
But you know, the new thing is that black wife,
I'm not pushing that on here.
Listen, it is a white billionaire, and he said that black women are only for billionaires. Send me about 4 or 5 my way, and I'm gonna let y'all know. I'll let y'all know because, and he's got this black, and he's a billionaire. I can't think of his name, but his black. They say they hold you down. That black women keep you together. Listen, black women will get you some swag, take you to the barber. You'll be coming out of there. I'm telling you, them TikToks. You know, I'd be like, was that the same man?
No, listen, you all right. What you saying is nothing but facts.
But see, y'all, and we talk about these black men, they got like 5 women. They were like, black women, like, look, I'm educated. We are one of the most educated. We are the most educated black women. And black women, like I said, 55, these women got their own everything now.
Yes.
You know, they're not doing your nails and hair. I'm from, you know, you go get you somebody in their 20s. Women in their 50s want dinners, dates, destination, vacation, and send me about 5 black billionaires. I ain't never crossed the color line.
You see how these people, what they telling you to
what?
On the TV, Tonya, you had me switch this around.
A different side of council. I heard to make it input. Oh, they like it. Wait, what do people think I was a really stuffy person or something?
Look, you got Michelle Young saying preach. You like it's
me and Michelle been friends since we got whippings together.
Good people.
It was one house in between us. We lived on Verdun Street, and we got whippings together. We did. When we got here, we all got in trouble. But I think that when we look at what these men want, ideally, you know, when we in our 50s, we as black women have done, we just want to be cared for. It's the care.
Yeah.
You know, it's the care. We shouldn't have to worry about if your ringer is off. If you with a man, ladies, and his phone never ring, I'm calling him. Listen, I got a lot of guy friends. Listen, he probably cheating. That phone never ring when you with him. He didn't cut that ringer off, or he can't answer his phone. He can't answer his phone when he with you. He probably that ain't.
You know, that's how.
Yeah, look, right. If you done been with a man after 6 months and you ain't met nobody in the family, it's because he has someone else that's already meeting the family, and the family likes that person. You are becoming his side chick. You are.
Yeah.
If you haven't met his best friend, because when a man is about you, he want to show you off. He want everybody to see, he feeling you. And he want to get the feedback from his homies, his friends, like, what y'all think about her? Because they gonna tell him the truth about you. Oh man, she cool, she type. Or be like, man, that chick got a big head, man. That her head big, dog. I mean, they gonna tell you the truth.
You gotta bring her to the family get together.
You got
to. People can see, like, then because you will find out.
That's like the test.
Yeah, like how she interact. Because some people might be like, nah, I'm not eating this. Be bougie when they get around, like, because I got like a bougie hood family. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all bougetto.
Yeah, they like. I mean,
they're bougetto.
I mean, they is. I'm just telling you, they like so. They'll want to see how you gonna fit in with them. Can you fit in? And the ones who gonna be watching is not the young ones, because the young ones in your family gonna accept. It be the aunties, the mamas, and the grandmama want to see what type of woman you bringing into the clan. That's who really.
Grandmamas are unfiltered,
unwavering too.
I had my grandmama. She told me 11th grade. She told me why. She said, "Why are you that little ugly boy?" And he heard it. I was like, my grandmama was out the joint. I felt so bad.
Man, God rest my auntie soul. But I remember she told me, "What you bringing that mud duck over here for?" I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "This might not be a good one."
Grandmamas can see something, and them aunties.
Oh yeah, them aunties will get homework. Then you'll be like, "Ain't time know you knew people in the streets you hung out."
No name, but you also, when you're a public figure, you got to date quietly, in my opinion. No, you can't date. I'm a nun. Okay, I'm a nun.
No, my auntie did call him a mud duck. This was what she said. It was a mud duck. I was like, damn, I gotta go back to the drawing board. Let me get this one up out of here. And never brought her to no more family get together.
Let me tell you, cheaters are cheater. I don't care if he's a fine man, he's an ugly man. It don't matter. Men who are cheaters just cheated. It don't matter. Yeah. I tried it, okay? I remember in high school, me and my girlfriend were like, girl, we'll get us a boyfriend that, listen, the one who wasn't even know he was a cheater too. It don't matter. Cheater is a cheater, y'all. Yeah. Is a cheater. If they gonna cheat, they gonna cheat. And it's because I see this person now, and I just be like, oh, I dodged a bullet. Who you be looking at something.
I'm like, I dodged the bullet because she gave that brother pure hell. I know I done dodged some bullets, and I'd be like, yep, I'm cool. What? That wasn't for me. That wasn't for me. I know I dodged something. I seen one who had like 12 kids. I'd have left.
That part.
I would have left. I'm being honest with you. I'd have loved them, but I'd have left.
But and that's a lot. So and this is for the young people, because I have real conversations with my children, probably too real, because my kids, they're like, you ain't having no grandkids. We want all our money, but they ain't having none. My daughter told me something. I got grand cats. I'm like, girl, first of all, your mama black. No, and no grand cats, dogs, or nothing. So I do have great nieces, and I don't know if my niece is watching, because she should not be watching Aunt Tanya's show. But Little London, and Little Naraya Noel, those are my little nieces. I took her to the city council with me, and she sat next to me. But I think you got to talk about relationships, and especially in Black households.
We do.
And you look at all pictures of older Black people, they weren't smiling. Had nothing to smile about. My grandmother and my grandfather's picture, they really weren't smiling. It was just kind of like, and so I think that for me, I wanted to change some things to talk about it. And, I think that we have to start saying, love and sharing love and showing care for somebody is a nice thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I don't, and I'm not getting into where people, if they're heterosexual or if they're gay, it's not my business, because some of these gay people got better relationships than the heterosexual people. So I stay out of people's bedrooms. And Tonya Burns mind her own business when it comes to that.
When me and Nicole was in New Orleans, what group that we hung out with?
Right.
It was a gay couple.
Really?
We had fun down in the French Quarters. Yeah, they and it was a bunch of them, but it was maybe 3 gay couples and me and Nicole, and the other couple was the 2 straight couples. But we hung with them during that day down in New Orleans, and I mean actually had fun. We was bar hopping and everything. I don't knock nobody what they do. You know what I'm saying? What you to each their own. I like what I like.
So,
you like what you like.
Okay, so if I come getting this guy and he just don't look right, and y'all ain't gonna talk about it, they gonna they would drag me.
Yeah, if you come in here with it, but you know what? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If beauty you happy with them, you should be happy with them.
And happiness, you gotta work at it. So I don't want anybody to think. Definitely not male bashing. And like I said, I want to leave the takeaway that the fathers, I was married to both of them. They are great. The relationships just didn't. Right. We are best friends. No, not with one of them. He's still mad. He's still mad from 1998. This 98. He been mad so long. That when our daughter got married, I got instructions. Yeah, Mom, please be Mom. We need you to behave, Mom. If Dad says something to you, we need you to not cuss him out. I'm like, I'm not cussing him out on your wedding day. And so they sent Stephanie with me to make sure I did.
I can see me being petty if me and Nicole broke up and she got me behind Nicole. I can see me being.
You would be petty?
She'll cuss me out because I'd probably just to see her cut up. Just to see. I know she'll be the one because she.
I think that is when you always have, when you have kids with someone, you're always going to be connected in some type of a way. That's just the way it is. No, but people move on, and now they have the fancy word blended family. Yeah. You have a blended family, and that's where you really do the work to make it work in a blended family. To where everyone fits in and have their own, little piece. So, how do you make it work? Right. People don't. My thing for me, I love cooking, and I live in what I call the college house now. The house is not for me. I bought the house for my daughter, and so at some point when I don't know when, because I stay so busy, I gotta have a bigger house. I like having friends and family over.
No, that's how Nicole is. She like the big house with everybody in there. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of our kids' friends will be over there.
I love Christmas.
Yeah, and that's I don't celebrate holidays,
and that's fine.
Religious belief,
but see, if you was with someone else, it don't have. You got to do if she like it. You may not like it, but do it for her.
But ask what I ever did, Nicole. I never said we can't do this. My kids, they said I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
It's compromise.
Yeah, I'm the compromise king. Compromise.
And Michelle, I am not making that chicken salad. I just picked up Shirley from the airport the other day.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
And she told me she wants some chicken salad.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the meal you didn't cook. I just saying you give Art then was able to come get a meal. And you
he just stops by.
Well, I got to find out when you cooking.
Now when he got out of jail, and him and Trevor came over, and then he was like, "Why didn't you use your laptop?" And I'm like, why?
Because I remember, because they left him up here. I mean, we was watching Dennis,
and y'all had him drop off in
his car.
Hold on a second. I'm doing my show. I have to call you back.
Now you see how real this is.
Bye.
Call doing the show.
Anyway, so priorities. That was a priority call. And so he came over and he was like, I'm hungry. I said, I made some chili. Art will eat. He has a tank for his stomach, to be honest. And so when I cook beans, always he'd be like, I need to make some beans. I want, put a big ham hock, and so he likes, because I get the ham hocks from Maxi Meats. Yeah. And so when I make beans, I'll make sure I give him some beans.
No pork. If I get some, can it be done?
I do it with turkey too. Okay. Listen, I ain't cooking right now. I'm listen.
I'm waiting when you
listen.
Shit.
Tanya's not gonna be. Look, y'all. I'm gonna be like Oprah with that shot. I didn't even think that was Oprah at first, and I saw the picture. I thought somebody
she dropped.
Oprah is skinny now. We got skinny Oprah. Okay.
Shit.
I thought it was someone had, what do you call it? Photoshopped her.
Yeah, Photoshop.
I thought she was Photoshopped, and it's not. She is skinny now. But we have to look at, she has a dietitian, she has a chef, she has a trainer.
She got the money.
She got the money. She got the money. And I thought she was Photoshop. No.
But remember, she usually go from big to small.
Not anymore. She got that shot.
She got that shot. Oh, that's why they suing her then. They made her, what was it? The
Weight Watchers.
Weight Watchers had to. I mean, really?
So I thought she was Photoshop. But for me, I am into a healthy me. I'm gonna still say when I'm 95 menopause, because you know I'll be like, oh, that's just the menopause, make me cuss you out. That's what I'm gonna use it for. It's just that was the menopause speaking. Yeah. I know, and I had no menopausal symptoms. I didn't even know when it threw my body was thrown into menopause. And one of the things that I work on is and I support is, you know, women who have had endometriosis. And so anyway, anyways, I was thrown into menopause.
Once you bring a doctor, somebody on, you can do a show about that one.
And I'm going to, you know, my doctor always tells me I need to let him be the doctor.
I can believe it.
Yeah. When I had surgery and they removed a 32-week-old size fibroid from me. And that was just one. And then I had 3 other ones. And so my body was riddled with fibroids. And so normally they do the cut going across. And I couldn't get the cut going across. They had to cut me this way. And so your body has to heal. And it takes a long time to heal. My doctor came out with my OBGYN, and he come out and he says, well, you know, I had to come to see you. And I had a private room. You know, my doctor hooked me up, y'all. And I was at Hurley. But then this guy, Robert, I was so sick of Robert, you could hear him in the hall. I'm going to pull the cord. I'm going to pull the cord. Pull the damn cord, Robert, okay? I'm sick of you. I was in there 10 days. So that's how serious the surgery was. I was in there 10 days, and I left 4 days early. And I was like, I got to get out of here. And, you know, for me, it is, in Black women, we have to talk about our health, which I'm going to talk about this. I did support Arthur Woodson, got a very good program, the Minority Quality Health. And I'm going to put some of these things up. You know, they talked about things, the breast cancer, cervical cancer, lung cancer, prostate. And if you missed this, it was so great. I am going to have one of them on here because I took some cards. I'm having them on. Women Against Cancer. When I was 18, I had a lump removed from my right breast. So I had a lump removed. And so I was 18. And so I thought when I had children, I nursed my children. And I nursed all 3. And I think I nursed my husband too. Oh,
she went off the train with that one.
I'm just joking, y'all. Yeah. What? Oh, Tonya, I'm going through testing for endometriosis at the moment. It's horrible condition. Black women get fibroids. So we do. And almost 80% permanently tired. Listen, my hair was so short I could have rolled it with rice. I lost my hair. I would be so tired. And I would have a menstrual cycle for like 10 days, sometimes up to 14.
Yeah.
Listen, when they took that out, I take the weight gain. They could have took out what I didn't need years ago, you know. And when we talk about Black health in this minority forum, put it right there.
See how that come on there. See people see that.
Yeah.
See that right there.
And so this quality, and I'm going to have some of them on. Black healthcare is important. Endometriosis is awful. I thought they told me, I had 5 specialists tell me I would never have children when I was 18. I had the lump removed out of my breast. Now for those who are religious, that ain't what God said. God, it is in God's hand. I remember my dad said to me, when you're ready to have children, you get married. It was $10,000 to start in vitro fertilization. He was going to pay for it. And, you know, God had a whole different thing. So when I got pregnant, Dr. Desmond and Mrs. Desmond were that was everybody Black doctor, back then. It was everybody, right. It was Dr. Desmond was everybody Black doctor.
Feaster for your teeth.
That part. And so I took a Clear Blue Easy pregnancy test. And I'm like, because, I had one person and we ended up getting married. And I called Mrs. Desmond and she answered the phone and she was like, well, what is wrong? And I was crying because I really thought I would never have any children. And I had resided in my mind that the closest I would get to children would be my nieces and nephews at the time. And my stepsister had like 3 kids at the time. And I'm like, "Oh God, I will never have children." And so, but God said, and so when I got pregnant, I called her and she says, "Well, you come right in." And I go in there. They took 3 tests. 3. And she says, Dr. Desmond says, "You're not supposed to be pregnant." I said, "You telling me?" And I didn't, I didn't pay attention to any of the symptoms because you have irregular cycles.
Right.
And so I was pregnant with my daughter. And I did not know that. And that's my oldest daughter, Missy. And that was 34 years ago.
Won't he do it?
He will do it. Then I got pregnant with my son 5 years later. Then I was pregnant. And I'm really sharing, because we're going to be talking about women's health and Black health care. And so because I want people to see, this is, it's real. Then I was pregnant and I had a miscarriage at 5 months. And that one was really, really hard. Really, really hard, because at that time, we were like, okay, I had 2 younger children still, and we had a 3-bedroom home. And so we were our house wasn't even like 10 years, wasn't even 5 years old. We're going to add another, wing, but I lost that baby. But then I got pregnant like after that miscarriage, like 4 months after that, with triplets. It was at least triplets.
Yeah.
And so every morning I had to get up to go to Hurley to get my blood taken. And, they go by like your blood count and other things. And I got up every morning to go to Hurley to get it taken. So like they stated, you're pregnant with at least triplets. I'm like, oh my God, and I was so tired every day then. So I didn't know one of them was in my fallopian tube. And so I had to call one day. My son and my husband had taken him to get a haircut, and it ruptured one of them. And so that is like the worst feeling as a woman. I had been through a miscarriage and I had a ruptured, it was at least 3. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what I would have did with 3 kids, Mickey. I might have thrown at one time, I might have thrown myself into traffic. I'm like, so so that was the second difficult pregnancy. And then I had one after that, like maybe a year. And he is now grown, and I don't put his life on social media. He graduated with honors this year, so none of my kids were playing. So my kids are like 18, 28, and 33. So when they said I couldn't have any children, I did. And I had literally 5 specialists tell me I would never have any children, never. And I have 3 beautiful children, 3 beautiful. But that Quality Minority Forum, I want y'all, I'm going to have some of them. They're going to talk about breast cancer. They're going to talk about how to get screened. Is screening affordable? And what type of cancers? We have to do, take better care of ourselves. And for those who are out there who are suffering endometriosis, if you ever want to talk to me about it and discuss it, and it is the worst pain to have, call me. Everybody got my number. Also, when it comes to a stroke, this was what they talked about also, the B fast. And the B fast, which states balance, eyes, vision, face, arms, weakness, speech. Then it's time to call 911. I'm going to put all these up on my page also. So I want to say kudos to Arthur Whitson with the Minority Forum, because there was some great information that was there. And I was tired. I was really, really tired, and I didn't want to go, but I didn't want to fight with Arthur Whitson and say, you wasn't there for me.
That's why I showed.
Yeah, I'm like, who want to hear all of that, dog? I'm tired.
Yeah, I said, let me show.
So that's why you showed up too.
Yeah, I try to support everybody.
I do, and I was so tired.
Yeah,
and I showed up, and it was great. But like I said, today I've got 2 other things going. I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this. I'm just real, y'all. My house is like a mess. I'd be like, how did I get here? That little bitty house. Well, I call it. I bought that house for my daughter originally, and now I'm there because I believe in peace.
Yes, ma'am.
So some of these things, about our health, which are myeloma, cancer, and so many things, food assistance. Managing stress, man, that's what as Black people we need to work on managing stress.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that council have you hellified stressed.
No, I was engaged. That's all I needed to take a break. I'm not gonna lie, but just over this weekend of Juneteenth, doing something that wasn't around council, it was really refreshing.
You sounded a little different when you was at the parade. I was kind of worried. I called you too.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I kind of felt that you was,
Yeah, it was just something different because it was like that. I get y'all pain, and I'm not up there, so I can go. Y'all got to be there, but I see the fight that y'all go through, and it's
like, a lot. When you're on council, and I'm gonna tell you this, it is I'm gonna say from my perspective. One, I care about my community, and it is you shouldn't have to fight. You shouldn't have to be disrespected the way that we are disrespected. And I'm gonna say the way that I am disrespected. And then it got down to, because we don't have time to get into everything today, but it got down to like the clips, grass cutting. I told Liddell, look, I support you. She was so hostile towards us. It was terrible. And she felt that she didn't have to respond to us or ask questions. One, and I'm gonna have you put that up. Sure. It's that, and this is why we ask questions, because her resolution was very vague at best, and so we asked questions, as we should have. Nope, no, it's no, that's her 20. Nope, that's that trip to Dubuque, Iowa. Nope, that's her $50,000. Oh no, that's when she said, "Thank you to my colleagues that voted." That one.
Gotcha.
So this is why we asked questions, because it didn't tell how they were getting paid. It didn't state how many lots. This was the resolution, which is why we asked. That's our job. That's just like Trump think he above the law. Liddell Lewis is not above the law. So this is by the council person in the second ward recommends reallocating $10,000 ARPA funds ward account previously obligated. It does not tell how many. Is it any lots in there? How many she gonna cut? Does it state how they're going to pay them? Did it state that it's going to require the parcel numbers or an address? It was so vague. So what I'm saying to her, because she don't like to listen, she doesn't. You can't say it. She's so unapproachable. So unapproachable. So this is why we were asking these questions, because this vague, very vague resolution did not have it. Now they sent, and then you'll hear me say, Quincy, what happened to yours? Because Quincy, it's the business for me. He put some time into Dewey Park, and people still do the Dewey Park. I mean, I like his vision for Dewey Park. I'm not going to knock him for that. So hopefully we'll go back and tell him, I always state I like what he does for Dewey Park, because we actually lived on Moore Street, right down the street from Dewey Park, 355 East Moore. I walk by Dewey School every day to catch the bus. And so I caught the city bus too when I was in middle school. Probably did. And then I don't know, did you know David Edwards? Okay. David, and that was my cousin. They lived with us at the time. So when I'm asking them questions, it's because it is nothing in this resolution. And so no one was even talking hostile to her. She wouldn't look up. She was, she told me, but you know the second ward. And I'm like, look, I'm tired. I'm not, it was just ridiculous, because what I'm looking at is, how do we make it better so that we all, and I state, we all have the same problem. How do we make this resolution better so we could cookie cutter it and use it as an outline for every single ward? She has no vision. So when you have a person who cannot intake information, then you're going to have a problem, because, and I had stated during the time, it's on the video, AK Cole, thank you for doing the video clip, because his little short clip video has all of that on there. I want to, how do we format it? How do we make this work for every ward? And she was just, And then she throws shots. She's the queen of shots. And I did not, now, I didn't like the fact that, you don't talk crazy to people. One, she disrespects us, but somehow we were supposed to have a higher respect for her. And we were just merely asking questions because we wanted to change it to where it works. It needs to have, how are they getting paid? How many lots do you have? We're going to cut XYZ lots. The vendor, it should have had some specifics. There's no specifics that are in there. So this is where she just flipped up. Then she threw the shot. Glad for my colleagues. Well, you're not going to talk to me crazy. I don't get paid enough for that. It's for the second ward. Well, you owe it for the council to behave like a respectful person. You respect your colleagues. You don't just everybody going to bow to her. And no. And so come Monday, because it's going to be on the agenda, I am going to support this. It is not for her. It is for the second ward. Second ward deserves better. She did not vote for St. Luke's Life Center, which is in the second ward. And she was like, no. I'm like, that's in your ward. She didn't vote for Pump Station 5, which was second ward. She didn't vote for Haskell with the $250,000 for the PAL program. So, I mean, these are her ward. How do you not support your ward? And when we were asking questions, I was just like, I'm done. When AK, I'm glad AK Cole put the clip in it. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm done. And I'm telling her, I support your project. We have some questions. Just nasty. Right. And Jerry was like, JWC wasn't having it. She was like, you know what? I was like, oh Lord, here we go. And she just wasn't doing it, and I just think that when we talk about leadership, Liddell does not have the capability to talk to her colleagues, even when it is to get something passed. Quincy even does that. Quincy will talk, or even when I was kicked out for 30 days, they voted me out for 30 days unlawfully. I text Quincy, he needed something for Ernst & Young as I was sitting in the back, because he needed the information. You got to be able to bring people together. She cannot bring people together. She is divisive. She's divisive, and she's comfortable in that. And then she tries to say, well, and then she the shots that she's always making, the negativity and the passive aggressive behavior that her and another colleague have. Vote Jan Marie Arbor, 7th Ward. So Michelle Young, I have a question. I received a City of Flint assessment by hand delivery on my door. It states that it needs to be turned back in, but no envelope paid. This seems very unprofessional to handle delivery to me. This any debate of all post report. Did anyone else get this? What's up with this home? Michelle, I really don't know what that is. I don't know. I would have to see it. You're gonna have to let me see it. Since when did they hand deliver assessments?
with this administration?
I mean, that's
anything possible.
I mean, look, how unprofessional. I mean, that's not the word I'm gonna use off screen. But Jared voted and she talks bad about him. No name. Yes, he did. I think he voted for what I think he wants to get along. And I think he voted for what his conscience was, in my opinion. And just like, and he has to own it. And I'm gonna give an example. Now, y'all been seeing them. Is Terrence on here?
Yep.
Okay. I'm so sick of them text messages. I'm gonna put them up, screenshots. We're gonna do some screenshots. I'm screenshotted out with them. So they were mad when, and in those text messages, those screenshots, they say they drugged Tonya Burns, and everybody was going after me. And the people who were going after me at the time, Arthur Woodson, and it was Winters, and they came out because RX Kids. And I'm not going to apologize. That was my vote. And I'm going to tell you why. I would vote yes for RX Kids today still, because RX Kids, young people going to have sex. Not even just young people. Anybody who has a baby in Genesee County gets that money for a year. They get $1,500 the last trimester, then $500 per month. I know of at least 4 people who are receiving help, and guess what? 2 of them didn't have car seats and a baby bed. And so the babies were able to take that money to get good car seats are expensive. They $200.
Yeah, I remember buying. I bought 3 of them.
Yeah, you say you remember. They and you have to have them. You can't take the baby home unless you have a car seat.
From the hospital.
Right. And they needed baby beds. So they were able to get these things. So when we talk about healthy babies and healthy moms, I think that I looked over what people, it wasn't, I have to vote for the 4th ward in my conscience. And RX Kids benefits these moms. And it doesn't matter if you 50 or 45 and still having a baby, you can get that. It's not just for young women, it's for every single baby. If you're 16, 20, 40, 30, 20, you can get that money and apply for RX Kids. And it helps to take the pressure off because you don't have to scramble where I get, and baby beds are expensive. Baby stuff is expensive. You know, I was fortunate enough to I had husbands and I had good mother-in-law. And my first mother-in-law, they bought so much stuff, it was ridiculous.
No, you get the help, but I do, like I said.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with you with that, because I'm just reading the comments, because Jace, I remember that you were the 5th vote. I didn't like how people bash you, though, but I don't think Eric did. And
me and Mays had talked about it already.
I said this the other day after that Jared vote, when Councilman Jared did that. That's why I said, and I said it on the bump. I said, it's going to be some votes that everybody not going to like. And that's just life. It's going to be some things. And I get what the brother Jonathan was trying to do. You know, extend the olive branch. But it's just Liddell is not a person you can extend the olive branch to.
That part, you cannot, because you can't. If anything what you doing, and I'm going to tell you, Mickey, I was calm, you know, that night. And I just said, and I'm saying to her, because in the video, we ain't going to have time to play it. And I'm just like, Liddell, this is not about this. I need you to, you know, to pull it back. She's attacking everyone. And anything I vote for, it is for the residents. I don't care what ward you in. I don't care. And her ward, and I'd say on there that night, you know, when James Moore came up there and spoke, and I told him, you need to tell your councilwoman to do better. She needs to do better, because how she talks to people is just absolutely crazy, you know, and she don't care how she talked to people. And I'm not going to I'm not going to talk to you crazy. So don't talk to me crazy, you know, and that's the part where, you know, when she voted no, and I think they thought, because Candace Mushat voted no for New Life too. I think they thought that they were getting at, that's it.
She sent it. I didn't put it on the screen.
Okay, what they hand delivering this? Can you scroll it down?
Yes, ma'am.
What in the? All of this stuff is on the. They already have that in their information. Why are they doing that? Michelle, text that to me.
Want me to send it to you?
Yeah, send it to me. I mean, what in the unprofessionalism are they doing? Yeah, listen. So they can raise your. We are at the highest tax. Why are they even sending this out? To make the aggregate taxes that president is a movie. Okay, I'll get into that later. That they just put in do your own tax assessment and they don't mail it. What in the what?
I just was putting.
Okay, thank you. So y'all probably didn't see all of that, but I'm gonna take care of that. But okay, thanks, Michelle.
I already sent it to you.
Regardless of Councilwoman Burns' vote, she should never be disrespected. So going back to what I saw for RX Kids was important. It was not about I didn't owe anybody my vote but the residents and my conscience. And Mays and me never voted always together. We did not. We just did not. And I remember he tried to be slick and gonna try to tell me, and he got the business later. I'm talking Ms. Burns shouldn't be voting on Miller Road. Yeah, I should be voting for Miller Road because that's my ward. And I'm absolutely going to do that. Yeah. And I told him, I said, what you need to do is just put in for what streets do you want to be paved in your area? And I told don't put me on the chopping block like that, because I knew the project from when it had started in like 2020, I think. And they didn't have the money, and they messed over the wind funds.
That goes back to, you cannot say and I know me and Quincy don't get along and we family. That's not no collaboration.
No,
with the state coming in to take over.
No.
That's called incompetence.
Incompetence, failure, ineptness. That's what that project would have never been finished.
Yep.
And the monies weren't handled. They didn't know how many properties they had to be finished. They didn't know how many restorations that needed to be done. It was ineptness. So it was not like, hey, let's come together. We're going to work on this project together. It was not. That was just not true. They've been at 90% since 2019. 2019, the project was at 90% when Mayor Neely came in. It stayed at 90%. It's still at 90%.
Who gets on that 90%? You got 5 years. We in 2024. He came in 2019.
Yeah.
And we know winter is on the way.
That's true. Tanya's new because she didn't go with the crowd. Well, I vote my conscience and I let God figure it out.
And that's why I say you can't get mad. You gotta understood it. Like, after I sat back, because I didn't agree in the beginning, but when I did sit back for the IRS kids, I'm like, okay, I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the Jared thing. I ain't gonna say Jonathan Jared, the councilman from the 9-4. I was like, damn, man, like, because I was, when I seen the Liddell, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. The brother probably been watching. They just look at, just say I would have cussed Liddell out. We could have messed up Carissa Shields' press conference.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Really, even Rich we could have messed that press conference up, would have been off of her than more on us.
Right.
So Liddell, I'm like this woman, look how she cussed Pastor Thompson out at the church and at the old studio.
Twice.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how you gonna give this person who we know? But when I looked at it, he just like, listen, let me try to be fair. I don't want her to say I'm just over here with, doing this. Let me extend the olive branch.
Mm-hmm.
And she still bite him.
Well, I want people to know this. The best leverage program that we did with ARPA funds was RX Kids. The city gave $1 million. They raised another $54 million. $54 million. It was the best leverage program. The best. They raised separate $54 million. No program is going to say, we're going to give you our $54 million and you don't have to buy into it and you got some money there. Right. They want you to be vested. They want you, and that's nothing. We gave $1 million to get $54 million, and it is for babies born in the city of Flint. So I know what I'm doing. Okay. I know exactly what I'm doing. So for those who had a problem with, I didn't give a damn.
Right.
I didn't give a damn. That's the best leverage funds that we have had out of all the ARPA funds.
Right.
We put in $1 million and we got 54 with a total of $55 million. And so it was the best leverage funds. And so I know what children go through. Give them the opportunity from birth. Actually, while from pregnant, babies feel what a mom is feeling inside.
Right.
So if she's stressed about money, that baby feels it. Mrs. Desmond, Dr. Desmond's wife, taught me that, because I was a nervous wreck when I was pregnant.
No, I believe that.
With my daughter.
And that's why I understood when you did it, and not to say, I seen some people I know, I ain't gonna put their name out there, that's benefiting from it.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm glad that they're benefiting from it, because it's like I said, people's vote is individual. I would vote for it again, because that 1 million got 54 million. I'd have robbed the bank to give them the 1 million to get them so they can get 54 million. It was just that important. And so, for me, it's the overall picture. I didn't owe nobody that vote, but I don't go along with other people's vote. I go my own process. And what is it that I'm comfortable with? What is it that I feel passionate about? What's going to make our community a better community? That's how I vote. And it's the whole community, it's the whole city of Flint. It's not just my ward, it is the entire ward. And I am going to support the grass cutting for the second ward, not because the second ward council person has such a lovely personality, because she does not. I mean, it's not about her. It is strictly about the second ward resident, and the grass is high everywhere. What I wanted to do was have us have let's talk about it to where we can use that as an outline for every single ward, because the grass is high everywhere. But she can't work with other people, and then Judy went to defending her, and Judy lied, like we were, coming at her. No one was hostile to her. And I understand what she was lashing out. No one lashed out at her. But who's going to walk on eggshells and tiptoe around her? We didn't yell at her. You can see it in the video. It's AK Cole's video. I didn't lash out at her. Nobody, not even Pfeiffer. Not even when Jerry was done, she's like, okay, I'm done. We had like 2 rounds. She was like, in other words, it's out there, y'all vote yes. You do what I tell you to do. No, you're gonna talk to me like you got some good sense, because we're not coming at her like that. And she couldn't keep that together. So y'all, we didn't completely we didn't went and did the wrong show. We didn't did everything, but I don't know what all we talked about. We talked about relationships, the care of a woman. We talked about
health.
We did talk about health. We talked about PAL.
Yep, PAL for the kids for the summer. Get the kids out there.
And y'all listen, Mickey, you need to give an invoice.
It's for the kids. I'm gonna be honest. For the kids, I'm not so nasty with it. Something for the kids. I do. I don't mind helping seeing kids. You need to see more than just guns being poured out, shootings out every day, racing up and down the street. Listen,
absolutely. So there's guitar classes, there's cooking classes, there's yoga classes, there's some swimming classes, and there's talking with Chia for young girls, dealing with issues. And so all of these things are free. If you didn't have the number, y'all can inbox me. And for some reason, my messenger will do like a day or 2 later sometimes.
You probably full to the max. They didn't probably tell you.
Are we supposed to? Is that we supposed to do that? Yeah.
No,
so if y'all have questions, you can inbox me, and you can call me if you have questions about it. So if you own, I'm gonna give you my number, which is my city number, which is 810-471-7849. It is 810-471-7849. So if you have questions about the PAL program, feel free to call me about these. I am going to have on some of the people from the minority. They're going to talk about different things in our community. And I'm not going to say, I know some of my friends took they got the kidney or liver tested while they were there.
And Councilwoman Tonya, because I put it on the screen.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. I had my heart rate was off. And then when I went there, and then I had my blood pressure taken. My blood pressure was good. I was just I'm just tired. Yeah. Too tired to even do that. Okay. I just look now when people stress me, I just hang up the phone.
No, you do need to take a break. Like, don't get me wrong. You've been at it longer than me. I tell you when I came in it, but the pressure, this should have stressed you out.
Yeah, I feel like I've been like 5 years campaigning. 2019.
It is. You've been fighting since you've been on there.
Yeah. And I wasn't even on there when I worked for the city. And you see things change in the community. We have to have real people. And let me tell you something. Whoever, if somebody is not talking about these real issues, they shouldn't be in the seat. And I don't care. I hear people talk about some names of people, but if they're not talking about why we're not getting roofs on, while we're not taking care of our health as a city. They're not talking about the real issue with the service lines. And ain't no, we came up with an agreement. No, we got an administrative consent order with a TMF that said we failed everything. What? No, we're going to come together and great minds are going to think. Yeah. You know, and that's not what happened. We failed. The city of Flint failed to complete the service line, and we had a responsibility to do that, and it did not happen.
So you're sure it ain't a collaboration?
No, we got an administrative consent order, and I read it. I didn't show it. My administrative consent order. I ran out of room and it's like almost 200 pages. I had to put sticky notes on top of my on top of it because I could not. I had no more room because I wrote side notes all over it and underlined and highlighted. So listen, if you're watching today, I know we got a little off. We talked about different things. If you could please donate to Cash App, $810 News Media Group. Tonya Burns does not take any funds from this. This is purely for to promote and to get good information. And I hope that I was able to get something to someone out there that you can use. Shows like this is not, we don't have this information to where our local news is putting this out. PAL is doing some great things. And through 810 News Media Group, I am able to put this information out to talk about minority health care. We could talk about the cooking classes, the yoga classes, the guitar lessons for kids, the swimming lessons. This allows us to have a platform for the real services that we need. The real conversations are here. And to make sure, whatever, I can do to facilitate, to make our lives better. So,
can you explain that's your number? Because I didn't.
That is my city. Listen, everybody got all numbers I got.
You're right.
Except I do. Yeah, that is my city cell phone. So everybody calling anyways. I think the last call I took, they had the fire going on at Civic Park School, which they burned down yesterday. I guess it was already dilapidated. But a lady calling back that she had been calling 911. She had a tree fall on Clement Street. I got to call her back. I think that last call was like 11, but last night. But that's my city cell phone. Please call me if you got questions about PAL. I will be more than happy to help you, to assist you, to get you in contact with Officer Span, like C-SPAN. I would absolutely do it. So I need y'all to donate to listen. Please donate to Cash App, $810 News Media Group. Share this show because this way we can get out that people need to for children. Get these children off the street. I'll be rolling the block. What did Easy East say? Spinning the look. I wasn't really doing rap.
Spinning the shit. I don't know. Cruising down the in my
six-fold.
Was spinning the block or cruising the block.
Cruising the block. And so I'll be on the block checking the kids, and here's one thing that I liked about what he said. He said, I've given him addresses. And he said, because I like semi-threatened kids, look, I'm going to come back over here, and I go. Yeah. And so he was like, let me have the address. I want to go meet these kids. So if you have kids, because he wants to introduce himself, he wants to get these children into these programs. He is this is community policing. I need y'all to help me help y'all. Okay. Help me help y'all. Okay. Because I don't want them kids showing up, I don't want to be meeting them at prison, and I don't want everybody wearing a rest in peace t-shirts. Let's get them before the system gets them. Let's get them before the system gets them. So if y'all could donate, because we got to keep the lights on in this place. I do this for free. I think my last email or text message came about 4 something this morning.
Sure
I know, because I be busy, and we didn't use really none of that.
Right.
We didn't use.
But it was something refreshing though, and I know you're gonna come back next week with a greater. You're gonna finish off, but it was Juneteenth week.
It was Juneteenth,
and then people had to hear about Tonya Burns, like what it, because we got asked yesterday, is Tonya in a relationship? I played the fifth on everybody that got
it. Was that in there?
No, this was on our show, on Sister Circle, because Anna was Anna asked, was asking all the People Shop podcast. So I played the fifth for all of y'all. I didn't
have a chance to see that. That was asked. Was I in one?
No, I said I played the fifth when they asked. I said plead the fifth. but
they asked about mine.
Everybody from
Did
Winters to Clark.
Listen, y'all, I'm a player. No, let me quit. Let me quit. Let me quit. No, I listen, my personal life is very personal to me. I share a lot of myself. Way too much. Way too much. And it's funny, like I read in the comments when AK Cole, I did that show with him, people say it was she had to grow on me. And I'm not for everybody. You know, how I move is different. I am my thought process is different. Me and Mr. Mays were really close, Councilman Mays. It was even before I was on council, we were close. You know, he'd be like, "Ty, you at your office? Yeah, what's up, man? I'm gonna walk on down." He had no license. Y'all know his license had to go take him. So he would, when I wasn't on council then, and he would walk down to my office and he would sit down there with me because everybody would chop it up. You know, we would chop it up and he would sit down and I would take him home. At the end of the day, or if it was something that, you know, a function, he would call and be like, "Hey, can you pick me up?" Or if I was there, he'd be like, "Hey, take me home." And of course I did, because that's what you do to your community. But I'm not Eric Mays, and he wasn't Tonya Burns, and I don't have to be like him. He didn't have to be like me. First, we are a different gender, you know, but me and Mays, like I said, we would be on the phone all night long. You know, and people be like, "Okay, y'all, we'd be on three ways sometime." They'd be like, "Okay, I'm getting off the phone with y'all." You know, because me and him, we both talk a lot. Yes. But I think that it is funny when I hear people say she had to grow on me, and I get it. You know, I think people think, I don't know, that is, you know, they don't get to see that other side. Listen, maybe I'm not. And sometimes we get into what they call colorism, or, you know, I am as black as I can be. You know, I support my blackness and my race and I embrace my culture.
Oh, Sheena Becker said, "What lipstick do you wear, Tanya? What's the color brand?"
This one is brick red, and it starts with a B. I wear two different. I wear two different ones, but you know what? The one that works the best, and I might even have it because it stay on all day. The $45 one comes. It didn't stay on. It was stay on like maybe 6 hours. But this one is, I think, is it L'Oreal? It's L'Oreal, and this one I keep, because this one stays on better than and so I wear two different kind. The other one, I forget it. It begins with the B, and then I have a Clinique one. But this L'Oreal one you can get at Walmart, and it's like $14, and it stays on, and it's none really transferable. Because I am not that type of person. My makeup takes less than 15 minutes. I don't take all that time. I put on some foundation, some eyeliner. I wear my own lashes. I have never worn eyelashes. These are mine. I put on a little blush and I put some lipstick and your girl good to go.
Now take that.
Yeah, I don't 15, and that ain't 15 minutes that I use. I'm just not, I don't do all that. And at this point, I ain't doing all that. I even did my makeup when I got married. You know, I'm not that, you know, I've never sat in a chair and let someone just do my makeup. I never did that because I'd be thinking I can do something else with this time.
Right.
I'd be like, it's a lot of time. So right. I'm glad people got to see, I guess, another side of me. Yeah. It is just who I am, but I am just a natural person. I'm just who I am, you know, right. And I'm gonna invite some people to the picnic. My family is. Right. Oh, listen, we're gonna be at the cabin on July the 3rd. And so we're gonna be in the woods at the cabin. And so after 2:00, the family gets a little rowdy, y'all. So so if you did donate, if you can, you know, donate 810 Cash App 810 News Media Group. Like I say, this allows me to bring stuff to you and to get it on the platform, a trusted platform. But see, he will be here Monday. Jedediah Brown will be here.
How much do you want us to raise for the platform?
As much as, look, we need as much as, but listen, we got some donors to as much as possible. He will be here on Monday, and I meant to call him yesterday, but your girl been tired.
No, I know you have. That's why I ain't bug you. I'm like, when I send you said it'd be the stuff Man, Nikki be laughing because you started yesterday.
I know.
I said shit because I'm going through mine. I'm like, man, Tonya got down there like 20 days worth of information on them. So that's why I had be going through it. I'm like, yeah, Tonya got, that's why I knew you was coming with it.
Yeah, and I don't know how we got off. And maybe we needed a distraction. Like I say, it's Juneteenth week. Everything was kind of off. And sometimes you just need to talk about other things. Yeah. PAL was important to me to get those kids in those programs. And
Lumi
be cutting up.
Lumi be here on 810.
Lumi gonna be. He's been here before. Him and his wife and son. Yeah, from Florida.
I gotta meet him again.
Now I'm gonna put this out there. Guess who's supporting 810? Who's a sponsor, Mickey?
Who the sponsor?
Who's one of the sponsors?
Shit. I forgot who was one of the sponsors. I forgot.
Lento Law Group. And I'm friends with them.
Oh, okay.
Lento Law Group is one of the sponsors. And I didn't ask them for the sponsorship, but they are agreeing and they're excited about it. They will be here and have their setup for 810 News Media Group. So Lento Law is a sponsor. And I think that's how you do business. You got to stay in business. This is a platform to get out stuff, and that's how you get it out. You have sponsors. And so I'm looking for, I'm friends with them.
You, Lento.
Yeah.
John, cool.
I'm friends. Mm-hmm.
I seen them when we was at council. I'm laid back, man. Y'all know I don't mind speaking to nobody. Anybody that's want to help Flint, I'm with.
Yeah.
I'm just like that.
And they're not gone. And the people thought, okay, they're gonna be gone because Mays passed away. It's not true. It's not true.
That's why I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna let you put it out there. People thought he was gone. That's how people was thinking. Okay, Mays up with
Mays is passed.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. So I'm rather you.
They're invested in this community,
right.
And they donated to support 810 News Media Group for that day. For 810, it's 2 days actually, and it's gonna be at the Roadhouse.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the Roadhouse. Has some of the best, I call it bar food.
Yes.
Some of the best bar food. Their hamburgers, their tacos. They have turkey tacos and beef tacos. They have good food there. Dink Sosa is the
owner.
One of the Vibes, and he's always Dink supported me. I had my
host.
He is. I had my party at his club. My, what do you call it? God. When the night when you
win your campaign.
When the numbers can look, my brain.
What do they call that again?
Watch party.
Watch party.
It's when election was at 8:00 that night, and I walked in. I want to say thank you to Aquana, to Stephanie, to Mercedes, to my cousin Twan. They did a beautiful job. They decorated it, had balloon arches, and at 8:00 when I was coming off of that, off of the pole, the voting polls. Let me clear that up. Let me clear that up.
We got a show we about to do.
Right.
That's gonna be with a poll.
Right.
No, seriously, I got a
really.
Show.
Y'all gonna do some pole dance?
Our show.
Oh Lord, y'all!
It's opening up.
Yeah. Lord, y'all! They said pole dancing is good exercise.
They say it again. Redoing a review of P Valley. If you hip to that, I don't watch that show.
P Valley do the most.
They gonna be reviewing the P Valley. That's all.
They're reviewing P Valley.
Yes.
Oh Lord!
It's not me. It's just 810 gonna put it out.
P Valley does. Yes, it's a lot going on in the valley.
Yes. Yes.
It's a lot going on.
That's why it's gonna come on about 11:00 at night. I don't want the church people to be mad.
To ban y'all. To ban y'all. So, I want to say, because I have going back to, I had my watch party there.
Yes.
Dink was encouraged. Dink is kind of like I'm young, so I guess he'd be a little brother. I done showed up at some places. Him and Kevin Tate have beat me there. I'm like, how y'all know where I was going? Yeah, you can't keep going to places just by yourself. I'm like, I got this. And so I pulled it back, a couple things. I mean, once I went I was leaving one of the debates, and Dink was following. I said, why are you following me? I went to the gas station. He was on. You can't keep just going tiny to places by yourself. So my community looks out for me.
See?
I think I might have a little bit of hood credit.
Yeah,
I got some hood credit. So, and he looks out. So I had my watch party at Vibes, And, at 8 o'clock when I was done, I did everything I could do to win my race. I knocked doors. I did what I had to do. So that race was in God's hands. And whether I won or lost, which I was hoping I was going to win, y'all. And I was good. I was good. And so when the numbers came in and they was tabulating them, it was a heartfelt, I felt that one inside. I was like,
that's what's up.
And Mays came up there.
That's what's
he
up.
was up there doing this little what do you call it? He on the floor because he's so dramatic.
His rendition.
He was on the floor like yeah. And it was just nice just to, he supported me, and people didn't know how close we were. My relationships, some are very private.
Yeah.
And me and Mays always talk this. So he was up there. We had Mayor Weaver, Michelle, Kwani, Stephanie, and we had Mercedes, and it was so many people up there. Woodson was on the DJ. He was DJing. He got on my nerves. He's a terrible DJ. He liked to talk too much. He play all the wrong music. I'm just telling y'all, don't let him DJ y'all party because he think he can DJ. Okay. So, but anyways, I am going to be the biggest sign you put in my yard.
Michelle.
And Michelle was getting the best. Me and Michelle got women. Michelle was up there. She in the pics. So I think that, we got these elections. We're going to briefly talk. Then we're going to get off. The elections coming up. I am pretty much staying out of those.
Me too.
Because it's a lot. It is and I've been full disclosure, the third ward, you've got, was it 5 people? I am supporting Vote Jan Marie Arbor 7th ward. We need someone independent, someone who's going to be for all the people with integrity, someone who's not going to be up there telling Jerry Winfrey Carter, F you, or what the F you talking about? You not say, what's up? Like you want to fight. We don't need that. Vote Jan Marie Arbor 7th ward. That's who we need, someone fair. Then we have got the first ward. Hopefully it gets down to Carol McIntosh and Rose Morrow. But I wish those two would talk, because I think there's unnecessary stuff being fed into that. That's just simply not true. It's just not. And I told Rose, I'm full disclosure. And it's really hard for me to stay off of that because Carol, I'm close to Carol. I grew up with Carol. And Carol, I call Carol my cousin. Carol and her mother and my mother are best friends. They're best friends. Matter of fact, she'd be like, girl, ain't Shirley saying me all the time. Because growing up, because my mama be throwing me underneath the bus, but ain't Shirley save me. Because she's family. So, but I like Rose. So I'm not gonna, that one I'm staying out of that. But I think everyone else the negative shots towards Carol need to stop. They need to stop because she's not doing, the stuff that they're trying to say. And the one guy, I think Nick, did not tell the truth. He did not tell the truth. And they need to stop it. So I'm glad Stephanie called in to clear up the air with that. Let everybody in that race run their good race. And I like Liberty Bell. I like little young Liberty Bell. She got she had she did have a relationship with Mays. Yeah. He was like an uncle to her, and who else was running in that race?
John Billings.
I like John Billings. John Billings.
Good people. I like
he rushed that stage one time to tell the deal off. I was like, he was hot. He was hot.
That's the only thing I hate about elections. That you be friends. Like I said, I'm cool with Dan and everybody that's running.
Yeah. Third ward. Yeah. It's gonna be. That's
And I'm ain't gonna lie, like Miss Bev. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna get in trouble, but I'm just saying on this one.
Because Rich Jones gonna tell you off.
Oh, he gonna cuss me out.
You gonna get told off.
But I told him
you gonna get told off.
Man, Rich ain't talked in 2 years, and I ain't gonna never fall out with him.
I wish they all could have come together because when you had a recall, I don't think that they knew that Bev was running, and no one really said that. Well, we know Rich run for everything. Rich, don't call me with no garbage, but you do run for everything. I have much love for you, Rich, and my mama doing good. Because he always asked how my mama doing. So I knew Rich was gonna run.
Yes.
I knew Rich was going because run.
He was at my mother's funeral. Him and DeWine. That's why I say
I knew Rich was gonna run, and so I knew AC Dumas was gonna run. I mean, there are some people we know who gonna run.
AC, listen, it's a love-hate with AT and AC.
Right.
I love AC. I got respect for AC. I'm gonna tell y'all, but between him and Miss Bev and Rich,
that one is, you know, I have a friendship with all of them.
I do too.
And I wish they would get in the room and figure it out and get everybody get behind one person. I wish they could do that, because that race, because if you split it, you know, you're gonna split that vote. Now,
you know, Rich ain't getting that
right. But here's the other thing too, when we're looking at these numbers, because we're talking quick little politics. Quincy won't be the same without Liddell.
Right.
He won't.
Right.
He won't be the same person. I think Quincy cares about his community. I think he got caught up. You know, he got caught up in this power thing. I don't think he would be the same. But I'm out of that race. But with all of them, you know, in there, he got a very good chance of getting back. Yeah, they need to figure out who to get behind and push that one person. Dumas has run, and it's been really close with him. Rich ran. Rich didn't get, you know,
Dumas was the leading vote getter in the primary
until he sent out that crack. He was. Yeah. He won. AC Dumas did win the primary.
Yeah, he blew it for himself.
Right. Well, did you see the postcard? No shade, Dumas, Deacon Dumas, honest. But he shouldn't have sent that postcard. Yeah, you never put your opponent on your postcard.
Yeah, he blew it. He overthought this one. I mean, he did. He overthought it. He overplayed his hand.
He comes to council meetings.
And listen, when
he speaks.
And he speaks eloquently.
Yeah.
Dumas ain't no fool. I just think sometimes he overplays his hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think he really is smart from what I done seen.
I just want him to keep me out of group text. I do not do group text, y'all. Terrence, don't put me in no more group text. I do not do group text. I won't put nobody in none, and don't put me in yours, please. I don't like group text. My phone ring more than I want it to ring now. But that race, because I'm close to Bev, I'm close with, you know, Rich. I talked to, even in my race when I ran, Rich was still calling me, and he was friends with Claudia. I don't know if he was the ops Rich with that or not. Rich, was you the ops during that race? You know? But yeah, and then who else is in that race? For third ward, Bev, Rich. Dumas supported me. Dumas supported me.
Kerry Nelson. I did been hearing rumblings with
him. Yeah, I heard he was running.
Yeah, I heard Kerry Nelson.
I mean, so I got, so between Rich, Bev, Dumas, I mean, yeah, I split my vote. Dumas supported me.
Yeah.
He supported me when I ran, and he really supported me. He was talking garbage at first, you know. Y'all know how he gonna talk.
Yeah,
you know.
Don't bite his tongue.
Right. He's not biting his tongue for anybody. No, and I love Bev. You know, I do. And Rich, we know, gonna be in every race. And I get when Rich called and he was angry, because he got a right to run, you know. But I wish that's for them to figure out. You know. But anyways, I think that I don't think that's who she is.
That's what I hate with this, because when it's people that you like, I like Miss Beverly Biggs.
I love Bev. I love Bev.
But a good person, like even with me and Rich one getting along, and I'm just gonna be honest, shit like that, baby, that's between you and him. You all right with me? So I leave it at that. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want to be, because it's like when see, Rich might don't want me to say it, but I'm gonna tell it. This was how me and him fell out 2 years ago and didn't talk for 2 years.
Yeah, I talked for 2 years.
Yeah, man, Rich just got back to you know, man, Flint the Dark. We was all throwing shots at each other.
Crazy stuff.
But it was because, to me, and he want me, and I'm gonna tell it, because he said, if you're gonna tell the truth. It was when Weaver picked Juan. Rich wanted to come on there and blast them. You know, because Weaver didn't support him. And so she went with DeJuan. And that's how, when you seen Rich and DeJuan was getting into it, and I wouldn't let Rich come on the show. I had pivot the show where he couldn't dish what he really wanted to get what he wanted out. But at the time, behind the scenes, I was getting ready to go record for Weaver. And then me and DeJuan had a relationship. I had a relationship with DeJuan and Rich.
Oh.
And I didn't want to be in the middle of it. And when I didn't want to be with me not letting him do what he did, he felt I picked a side.
And you shouldn't have to pick side. And this is the thing that I hate to see. You shouldn't have to pick a side. And I've been asked to pick, not asked, but because ain't nobody gonna really come just ask me to pick a side, right? Because I'm gonna tell you how I feel and not have any regrets behind it. I'm friends with who I'm friends with, and my relationships are my relationships. My loyalties are my loyalties, and I'm fiercely loyal. And I'm not going, if I'm your friend, I'm not going, I don't do the garbage, that's just how I am. You can't be my friend, or I'm not going to allow you to talk about my friends, run them in the ground. And I don't do that. Yeah. I'm that's not my thing. And I am friends with people that I know that sometimes it's been hard on the 810 platform, because I'm friends with people. I am friends with Dr. Weaver. Yeah. I'm friends with her. Yeah. She just never called me and said, she's called me and said, hey, she thinks I'm her 7th Ward council person. But I know that there was, a transfer, and I chose to stay where I stayed because of y'all. Right. I stayed at 810 for the people. I stayed because this worked for me. I didn't like the split between what happened with y'all. Right. And so I took off from 4 to 6 weeks. Yep. And which was to hope that y'all had worked it out. Right. And it didn't. Right. But I chose the people. Yeah. I chose the people, the viewers, and I chose the audience, and that platform that I worked on. Right. I wanted to keep that. And I have how I work to do my show ain't easy. I move differently. Yes. And I didn't want to start over to have someone else new to work with. Right. Your issues with them were not my issues. Right. And so I stayed for that reason. Right. I have a very good working relationship with you. Now, I'm friends with a lot of people, and some people I can speak. And here's some of y'all gonna think it's fun. Every meeting, I speak to Doug. I know. I walk by, hey Doug, how are you? Hi, how are you? And then he walks up there, he skips up there and says crazy things. But I put pressure on Sister Muhammad because her and Rich is cool. And she stayed over here. Even though she would never be in it. She would always tell me, brother, I ain't gonna lie, she'd call me, she'd be like, brother, you gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? And kind of gave me a different outlook. That's why you see me reaching out. Even when I walked in doing that what was the forum that they threw in the South on Evergreen? Okay. When I seen y'all there. Can't scroll those comments down. You saw me no, you want to go up. Yeah, up. Yeah, you saw me speak to Dr. Weaver. That's why I spoke to her. I spoke to even everybody up there. She heightened. I went on up. It's to me, it's Flint got bigger issues. I can put my BS to the side. Right. It's too small for us to be split. Right. It's too small of a population for us to be split for the Black population. And we need to find a commonality and to stick with that. And so for me, I'm choosing the people. I'm going to choose the people. And it was, I have fallen out, and like I told Whitson, and I told him in front of Ding, next time you come on here to try to talk crazy to me, I'm gonna bust out your windows. I said, you call me up personally. You better not ever, if you upset with me, go back on social media to say anything about me. He did that last time he did. He lucky I had the flu so bad. I don't know what that virus was. He lucky I got sick. Yeah. And they were like, he was going back and forth. He said, well, that's my PTSD. That's not my PTSD. That's yours. Disagree with me, but do some things in private. Because when he get in trouble, like every time he didn't went to jail the past 6 weeks. I'm like, how do you find a house fire to go into on your way home? Yeah, I'll talk to you after that. Right. And so Pam calls me. I'm calling. I got to backtrack his steps. And, this is crazy. Right. And then when he went for it, which you was going to go to jail too. Oh, yeah. And I saw Denise coming in there looking like, what's up? I was like, oh, so I'm getting ready. Y'all on tripod gate, and I knew then, but I made sure he got picked up from jail and, and taken care of. And, because I'm gonna be there for him, but through his PTSD. And like I tell you, I've been to therapy with Woodson involuntarily. I didn't plan it. He was like, hold on. Next thing I know, we on with therapy together. That wasn't my job. So I get his PTSD. I do. but I'm not going to, some arguments we got to learn to have behind doors and not for everybody to see.
I agree.
And to move past, the nonsense.
But I got to give you credit too, because I listened to what you done said. You done told me, hey, Mickey, you got to, I ain't gonna get into detail, but you gotta stop. You doing business now.
Yeah.
So I have to sit back and reevaluate things. Yeah. I have to get, so I'm human. Sometimes I'll be want to go off the edge, but I'll be like, no, it's something bigger than.
Yeah, it's bigger than all of us.
Yeah. So,
because we have to. We bringing in children. How can we tell the children to be adults if we're not acting like adults?
Right.
And that's how I truly do feel.
Right.
People say all kind of crazy stuff about me, and it be all kind of lies. And I don't care. I just hope that people they can understand and say, hey, I think I know her well enough. And some things I can brush off, just like RX kids. And someone put Woodson mean. Yeah, Woodson does, but Woodson a whole lot. Yeah, he's a whole lot. He had me whispering in my own house and was like, "You too loud."
But he funny though.
I was like,
he how to get on me about stuff.
I told him he got told off that day.
Yeah.
I'm like, how you got me whispering in my own damn house? Yeah. And he's like, you're talking too loud. Yeah. Take your butt home. We can solve that.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
Y'all are really good people and lovely people, man, regardless of the BS. I think I have enjoyed meeting y'all. I'm gonna say
really,
that. Yeah, I have,
and it's the same here. Yeah. But it's like what I want to do is, as we talk about, we bringing in the wards. We got to learn how to bring people together. And I'm gonna tell you, someone was telling me, it was some people who was like really dragging me and just lying on me, and they were saying, well, they were in the hospital and really, really sick. It takes a lot to pray for your enemies. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I'm not that. It take a lot because I've seen they put my children in it. Oh. They lied on me, and I have prayed for them, and it was hard. It was hard, but we are too small in this city to keep separated. That's why I want Carol and Rose to talk. I want that to happen because whoever wins that race, we need to get behind whoever. And Carol did not. And her campaign, it had nothing to do with no fire. Absolutely not. That was the most ludicrous thing. That's no. Now I want to check out who would stay across the street from them units. But that's not.
That's how stuff can get in.
And it's gotten started, and people have been asking.
Yeah, you can see stuff do
like that. Who on the campaign started that? In the first ward started that fire. I'm not, because arson is a felony.
So it is.
And I don't like putting that out there. I had a tough race with my race was tough.
Yes.
Because the mayor put all kind of people against me.
Downright messy.
Messy.
Yeah, I was there to see that.
It was messy.
Even though I was from afar, but I got to see that because I was with
mm-hmm.
I mean, I was with Dewan, so I was sure this one how I got to going to different people recording, but we never stopped at yours.
No, y'all never invited me over.
No, I know why.
They never invited me over then. Yeah, they never now put it out there. But look where we at now.
Yeah, we all good.
Yeah, but I was not invited to be on that platform.
Who didn't get to come on the platform? Mm-hmm. We had Lydell.
Mm-hmm. She said she never been to that building. No, when she told that lie.
When she lied, she forgot when me and Shatara was together. We interviewed her first.
I don't think Shatara liked me at first. Either. No, then me and Shatara was cool.
It was because of, to be honest with you, we got in. I'm gonna just be honest how I came in. We got in with Brother Dewan, and we didn't understand y'all what's the name. I'm just a team player. If I'm coming in, who you beefing with, and and that's what my problem at. I'm already jumping. That's your beef. That's my beef. And I should have never got in it because I remember when you hit Shatara, when you came on the show, it was like, shit.
Yeah, me and Satara, we would just kick it out.
Yeah.
Her show, we would just kick. And I like Satara. Satara, hey girl, if she out there watching, because she was just real.
Yeah.
And I like, everybody's not meant to be alike. Right. And even with me and Dewan, I get some of the things now. When I did his show last year,
right.
I get where I could see like some of the pain and the things he talked. It was very, and it's actually worth watching again. It was really a good show. But Dewan got the business for me. He got cussed out.
I know he did. You know what?
I cussed him out, and he was cussing at me, and I didn't. But we are not at that place anymore. And I was like, what you won't do.
You know, even we were beefing with them, and let me be honest. But every
y'all had all kind of stuff.
You know what I seen them at Juneteenth? What we did? Hugs. It was on the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these people came to my mother's funeral. Dewan, Brother Roberts from Black Lives Matter. Like, man, Brother Roberts got a good relationship. I talk to him all the time.
But that's what it takes to. This is what leadership is.
Yeah.
You set aside what doesn't matter to bring your community together. To bring Flint together, we have to come together. I don't care about your small stuff. I just don't. You know, and we're not all meant. We don't look alike. We don't all have this. We don't all practice the same religion. We don't all drive the same color car. We are not in Is it North Korea? We're not in North Korea.
Right, North Korea.
You know. So I don't know unless you're on that council. I mean, but I think that we gotta, you know, how do we change Flint? And then we into some deep stuff, but you gotta have, number one, a plan. You have to be able to bring people together to find a commonality. You have to understand that what are drivers of Flint's economy. You have to understand that, and what are the issues that the residents are facing. The water is a big issue, and it's a mental issue where people have PTSD with the water, because you still can't drink your water from the tap. Housing, affordable housing, not market rate housing. Market rate housing is $1,200 to $1,400. Affordable housing around Flint is like $300, $400, $500.
Right.
And people can't afford. So you're seeing people with dual families living in the household.
Yes.
And so when you understand how, and crime, love the PAL program. We need more police. Flint Police is hiring. We need to make sure how we making our police more competitive so that they're not leaving. And I don't necessarily just believe in police because I'm going to a program, and we need violence interrupter programs. Our police should not be having to go to calls for fentanyl overdoses. We should have a medic, a social worker, more than one social worker. We need to deal with the issues in our community, which is high drugs, homeless community, education. A lot of these people, you know, because you're not educated, they believe some garbage, some nut job will been told them. And so I think that we talk about how do we bring in new business? And the council plays a big part in that. You know, people say, well, we tired of downtown having everything. You have to understand that you have to have the nucleus. So downtown has to be doing well, which is our nucleus, and then it spreads out.
It should.
And it's spreading out to, they will be developing Longfellow School. I'm excited for that, because, you know, Longfellow is on my street, and I ain't had nothing to do with that, y'all. You know, not at all. It is, you know, it's a few blocks down, but it's a development that they're going to do like Coolidge. And I support that. So it is coming now to this side of town. But if your council person is making sure their nonprofits that they originated is getting money before you get money, you need a new council person. Do better. And so that's where we have to talk about holding our elected officials accountable. How do we make sure that we hire talented people? And I'm going to still tell Chief, I want to see a public safety plan. Right. I told him I would help him write. I'm not done with him with that. I love what he's doing with PAL, and I'm supporting that. I want our police to become competitive. They need $5 more per hour, so we can get them community policing. I'm getting ready to work Officer Span. He's going to be sick of me because he's going to be all in the community, you know, because we have to, you know, the police are not bad. And we need to stop saying like, oh, they're bad, the po-po. No, they come because people be acting fools. When your mess get out of control, you know, they're called because there's a shooting, something they have to de-escalate, or by the time the shooting, they doing an investigation. So how do we make our community better? The people, and it's black and white. And I keep telling these folks, these white folks ain't scared of y'all. They're not. Y'all need to stop that. People in Flint that are here choose Flint. Majority of people are choosing Flint. So what we have to be is inclusive of our community. I'm inclusive of everyone in my community, and my community is Flint. I'm not voting on Second Ward because Liddell has such a charming personality. I'm voting for the grass cutting for Second Ward because I care about the residents in the Second Ward, and I care how my city looks. What?
Andrew Max, I done cleaned my closet, took a nap, and came back laughing my ass off.
So we didn't got this. I'm sorry, y'all. Downtown has to be developed yet at the expense of what? I agree, at the expense of what? But then that goes into who are our county commissioners, who are our Congress people, who are our senators, who are our state reps. Do we have effective people in those positions? What are they doing? Now, what shocked me was Congressman Kildee came out and spoke against Mayor Neely.
Did he lie?
No, he didn't lie. Blew my socks up. Look, a week later after that came out, we have an agreement to have the service lines that are going to be done with the state of Michigan. That wasn't coincidental. It wasn't coinky-dinky. After Congressman Kildee spoke, we have an agreement within the state of Michigan to we're going to make sure that all service lines are going to be repaired within the city of Flint. And we're going to make sure that all the restorations are going to be completed. And guess what? They don't know what either of those numbers are.
Right.
So I think that it's not just city. Who are we electing for our state people? Who is our state representatives? Our state representative didn't show up to even be at the forum. So I'm going to we gonna get out. I don't even know what time it is, Mickey.
1 o'clock.
Oh Jesus! This is our longest show.
3 hours, yeah. This one here, yeah, Clacton State Rep. But I can say this though, it was what you needed, like Sister Taliba.
You know what? And I love her.
I
love Mrs. Littlejohn.
Yeah, I can't.
And she has some handsome little boys, and so well behaved.
And her husband, Brother Saeed.
I never met her husband. I've never seen him.
When he did the show with Sister Muhammad.
I haven't seen that one.
See,
Mickey, when do I have time?
I know, but I'm just.
I like when she said, and we don't give a damn about them willow trees.
Right.
And when she came in and said, this resolution is trash.
Sister
my mother,
side of the D.
Is she from the? Oh, okay. And my mother, I call the Holy Rollers. They was like, oh my goodness, we really like her. And they was like, girl, did you see her when she came up there? You know.
Listen.
And she spoke. I love to hear her speak because she puts thought into it. I like Taylor Sampson. She came in when she spoke. And these are new people. They wasn't there a year ago or 2 or 3 or 4. People are saying, come and speak. That is your city council chamber. By the way, Tonya Burns did not vote to have that renovated.
And don't forget River.
Yeah. River be giving them the business. River be.
And my girl Miss Gladys.
Listen, Gladys say everything I can't say. She say everything. Gladys don't give a damn.
I love them.
Gladys sends me a text message every day. Every day, Gladys sends me a text message. You know, that is people, and we have to be inclusive, allowing space for everybody, like we allow space for Ariel. I don't like when they try to warn Ariel. When you have a calm spirit, you're able to facilitate a meeting. You don't have to keep yelling at the audience. People who are in those chambers are tired of being abused, thrown out, disrespected, talked to crazy, and then they want you to respect them. Everybody in it have been thrown out. Just about.
Rich about to get kicked out again because you know why she checked Rich though. She thought Rich had recall papers when Rich was turning in his signature on petition.
Oh,
that's why. Because Rich came in when he came by, I said, "Rich, you slick. You came down here with the recall signatures." And she was like, "She looked." He said, "No, man, this was something." I was like, "Okay."
I told Rich get thrown out of every meet. Rich don't even have to be talking.
So don't.
And I'm gonna tell you this: when Baby Dow, I don't know what Baby Dow real name is. Baby Dow was talking to the officer. I was back there talking to the administration because I had questions about a couple things. And Judy thought she was talking to her. And why you tuned in to somebody literally she was sitting at the wall and she was talking to the black officer. Brown. I think Brown, Officer Brown. And he was leaning forward and she was talking to him. He was having a conversation with her, whatever it was he was directing or talking to her to do. And that's just it, Baby Down. Judy was wrong. If you taking care of what's up there on the Diaz or up there where we seated at, you ain't got no, but I never seen meetings run like that. I never had a meeting ran like they ran dumpster fires. Yeah. Only person gave me the business was Councilman Mays. And he threw me out and I threw him out before.
Right.
Yeah. That time he said, Chief, did you hear her cuss at me?
Yeah, I know. I was walking right by. He gonna say no. I was right there.
I can say something that'll make her cry. I said, and he know he would. I've been cussing since I was 4. I'm skilled at it if I need be. So anyway, so I like to see people to come and to speak in the preparedness when they come. And I like it. Now I drop my head sometimes because I have learned to keep a poker face when some people come up there.
Yeah.
And I do. You have to have a poker face because something I just be like, Lord, don't let my emotions show on my face. So
I do that when Liddell come by us. That new section, she be always coming by. I just don't be saying.
Does she say stuff to y'all?
Yeah, she say slick shit every time. I just put my head down. I said, one of these days, I'm just gonna lash out and be like, and gonna read her.
You gonna read her? You can give her.
I'm gonna cuss her out because I ain't like that how she did at that Carissa Shields was, and I ain't gonna let that go.
So what again did she say to you?
It just, I mean, it's just the coming out in public, you being rude and nasty. Like, you know, even if you got your beef with me. This wasn't your event to show your, to show your ass.
Because she would have blamed, it's that passive aggressive behavior and gaslighting. Then you would have been the problem.
Yeah, and
she'll say stuff. She's the pettiest person and immature. Because she'll say stuff. Just like she told me, your mama. You grown and you somebody mama and you telling a grown 65-year-old man last year your mama.
I'm telling
you, she has conduct unbecoming, and she's incapable of bringing that council together. A good council president is able to bring that council together to make sure that the council is included in events in the community. A good council president makes sure that each ward has their needs. The council president makes sure that all information is given out and explained to. Make sure that we all go to training and training together. She has been a terrible president of the city council. Now, the president of city council, part of it is meeting with the mayor. You got to meet with the mayor. But it's the business of the city with the mayor. And they forget the business and it's a clique. City council should not be a clique. It is a check and balance of the administration to make sure that the city is functioning. So, well, oh, Sheena said, when you be saying you put your hand over your head, mouth. Yeah, Sheena, I do be doing that. I have to just go inside myself and be like, oh, Lord. But listen, Miss Beverly, them were some nice signs she had. I'm sorry. The signs, I'm like, whoa, them were some nice signs. The sign was nice. I'm like, she came prepared with them. Them was some, I did not know she was doing that. So yes, I try. It's hard sometimes. Even with Ariel is a hype man. Yeah. He'll be at the end. I'll be like, what is he saying? That's right. Liddell Lewis.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah. Take her all back. You know? And he just, but I mean, you learn it. But I want to say, not just the people who come, I want to say to the people who all over, who support 810 News Media Group and who support Flint City Council. And to Jedediah, he will be here Monday. He's going to, I don't know what time he's coming, but I'm quite sure he'll speak at council. I appreciate his advocacy because where his advocacy is, I have no problem. I free up going to support him for what is right. And did we had a conversation about where people were going? I think was it me and you in depth where people came from the
yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
that was me.
And that wherever you talked about Selma, Alabama.
Yeah, when I said Martin Luther King, he wasn't from there. When we said the Tennessee,
say it again. Say it again.
That he came.
That Dr. King, right? He Dr. King went to, what was that? Edmund Fitzgerald Bridge. He went to Selma. He was in Mississippi. Edmund Pedersen Bridge. Yeah. He went to where there were issues to bring awareness, and that's where we ain't got no boundaries when it comes to that. And so we have to look at that. When there are no boundaries, we need help from everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. And we need to take that advocacy and take that and go where there's problems everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what we should be doing. I think I call him Memphis, Tennessee, Jonathan. He called last night. He's like, look, he texted me and I called him back because I'll call you.
Jonathan Joy.
Jonathan Joy, who's running. Tennessee. He called, he's like, well, I'm here, and And I called him back and he was like, well, what about he's going to help Jan Marie Arber. He's like, I gotta knock doors with her. I said, well, I gave him her number. And the thing is, it doesn't matter where when you're helping, you're helping. Help can look like a many different ways. So anyways, we are going to be off from here. I have probably officially missed the march or the what's the name, but y'all call me if you have a child that needs some help. And to PAL, I am going to have on there for for healthcare. I'm gonna have the professionals, not me, and we'll do it. It'll probably be Zoom because a lot of them don't even live here. Some of them don't, and so we can talk about healthcare and talk about how this water has affected Flint residents. And so the different things. So from wherever y'all are at, I appreciate y'all. And if you think about it still, you can donate to Cash App 810 News Media Group. That is, $ 810 News Media Group. Your funds help us to bring information and to have conversation. This is a conversation that can be had in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a conversation that can be had in Detroit. It's a population be having a conversation that can be had in Gary, Indiana, Chicago, where you have a minority group of people. It is, it can be had anywhere.
You saw no name, huh?
Yeah. Thank you, Councilwoman. I'm gonna get me a shirt with Councilwoman Bay on.
See, they saying Carolyn Kincaid says she interested in your healthcare form. So needed. Yeah.
Carol Kincaid last time, so she was at the water meeting, and it was a good conversation. I will never understand the disdain for Jedediah Brown, any one who is willing to take this time to help others and asking for nothing in return. I'm with them. Where's our own I'm hoping this will help to activate the residents. I hope it will help to activate it. Just like Mickey said, Dr. King wasn't from all those places, but he went to all those cities. I mean, we look at how it changed in Montgomery, Alabama, the boycott for the buses, him doing that and marching and they protested. We look at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We look at the Chicago riots. We look at he was in Detroit. He did not live in all those places, but he came there to activate and to energize the people, to get them to get involved. And sometimes, some things can come to us by a funny way. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all may not like
here
this.
Monday, Angie, Angie said
people may not like this, but I'm gonna tell you who got in contact with him was Taya.
Yeah.
And now they've Taya and all of them, whatever. I'm out of that stuff. Taya was persistent and calling and texting and inboxing. Sometimes we play a role to get to a certain point, and then it's someone else's time to pick that baton up and carry it a little further. It's like the Olympic tryouts, and I was watching the tryouts yesterday. It's time, your distance is only so far for someone else to pick up that baton. It's like I know with my city council seat is, I'm not going to be in this race forever. It is my job to prepare my seat as city council for someone younger than me. I'm 55. It is to do the work, to get it in line, to prepare for someone younger than me. And that is my job. I understand my assignment for that. But Jedediah may have to be able to put this up. He may be able to carry this to so far to invigorate, hype man, get the people hyped.
Maybe that's what we need. Maybe he can get the people united. Because I just think our problem, because there's too many factions here, and it's kind of hard for us. Because there's certain people I probably won't deal with, but for him, he probably can get the factions.
Right, just like Dr. King. I mean, he was a pastor. How many, black churches? We have 400 churches here. But it took when we talk about the civil rights movement, it took him because he was a great orator. His message, it resounded with the people. His message, how he was able to articulate, it was something about his message that touched people. And so it may be Jedediah Brown's to pick it up, to carry it to another distance. Ultimately, Flint will have to end up doing the work in the end.
They got to do it itself.
Right. But for him coming, we can need the help. So those saying, well, we don't want him here. I just don't think that, I'm not against him. And I'm not going to, and I welcome him with open arms and what his advocacy could bring and to do. because we got to stop thinking, yes, it's going to take the community to save the community, but the community don't have any boundaries. Because we may have to go to, say, it's Memphis, Tennessee. They were trying to segregate them into this little weird little ward thing where it boxed out the Black people. We may all have to do a ride to Memphis, Tennessee together. We got to start doing the work. And when people speak out, things change. Y'all see, we're getting them service lines done now. Yeah. So I'm just saying, put her hand down like, oh Lord, Tanya preparing for the younger people to be prepared to carry on this too. So needed. So for all of those, whether I don't care where you live, he will be here Monday. Monday is a council meeting. So I don't want y'all saying, don't be like, why Tonya Burns vote for the grass? I'm voting for second ward people. I'm not voting for miscongeniality. It is not for miscongeniality. It is for the second ward people. They can bring back up a resolution at any time. It's not like it used to be. For my things, let her figure it out. I'm not going to. My job is not saying you have to treat me like garbage and disrespect me, and it's okay. It's not that for me. So I'm voting for the second ward people for that grass, because the grass needs to be cut all over this darn city. So I'm gonna bet Rich Jones 3 tacos and 2 margaritas. He gonna get thrown out that meme. And so anyways, he will be here Monday, and I don't know what it's all gonna be. I think I'm thinking about doing another midweek show or something, Mickey. I don't know where I'm gonna find the time at, but I gotta figure it out. So whatever y'all are doing this weekend, take some time to tell somebody that you love them. Give them a hug. We cannot change things, once they're done. Give people their flowers while they are living, and give people some grace. Give people some grace. Give people some grace. I will say I am, supporting Vote Jan Marie Arbor 7th Ward. I don't like the violence when you working, and we've had violence on that council. I don't like the fact that I have been called a hood rat by Candace Mushat. It's not what it don't even affect me because I'm not a hood rat. Right. Liddell has called me not my word. She called me a bitch. And Quincy has, and then Eva. I mean, do I really act like a bitch? Or is that just the word that they think that's gonna get me? Because that don't even bother me. Because look, I can look. I do have some. I'm Black, and I got that hood in me now. Right. So I do support Jan Marie Arbor. I didn't like it when Candace Mushat, the appointed interim person, told Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter she disrespected her. But I taught you how to be. No, you didn't teach her. She was a lady before. She can teach you something. And I didn't like the fact that when she was saying, "What's up? What's up? What's up? Who the F you? These people are," I'm like, what is she doing? I mean, it should never resort to me. And that was inciting violence. That was inciting violence. I didn't like the fact when Liddell stood up to fight Dennis Pfeiffer, Don Pfeiffer, and Rich Jones. So though I don't like violence, use your words. We should be arguing and debating ideas, not fighting. And I don't like that they keep taking shots at Dennis when he wasn't here. Liddell's just a shot. Miscongeniality should not be the council president. She does not have the capability to keep that council together. When you weren't here, you weren't doing this, and you called me monkey. No, and just stop it. Yeah, she wants a reaction, and then just like she wants a reaction from you. So, anyways, we're gonna get off of here. I'm gonna tell everybody thank you from my heart, and for giving me your time today and sticking in. We stayed over. We sticked and stayed today. I am. If you are, Mott Park is having this Mott Park Fest starting at 3:00 to 8:00. It is on Nolan Drive. It's the biggest event that we have in the 6th Ward. A little me out of control. Yeah. And so I want to invite everyone to Mott Park. I feel like I need a nap before I go. They have a beer tent, y'all. There's the beer tent. But anyways, love somebody, do something great for your community. And if you're available, come to the council meeting on Monday. I know Jedediah is going to be out there in the streets. And I think he's going to be out there with Bev.
Yes.
And so I don't know what their plans are exactly, what they're doing, but he will be out there with Bev. So I support advocacy for change, for good change, not bad change. And I see things are changing in our city. And y'all give Jonathan Jarrett some grace. Y'all was on his head.
I believe he understands it. Come with the territory.
Oh no, he came in as then y'all was like, oh, so y'all voting with Miss Congeniality. So okay. Look, I love y'all. I gotta think of some little slogan that they, love your mother, kiss your sister, teach her. What was that? Somebody said, love your mother, do something, teach your sister how to be a lady. What's that? Tom Joyner, some little DJ used to say that. Anyways, I want y'all to have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for giving me y'all time and spending with me and Mickey. Mickey talked about topics we probably should have never talked about. Mickey used to be an epic cheater.
Serial cheater, I was told.
He was a serial cheater. He's a recovered serial cheater now. He's changed. Because if I ever catch you out there on Mickey,
you got worry.
It's gonna be some problems. Okay, I got Mickey back, Nikki back. Okay.
Gonna tell on me.
Oh no, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you right where you at. Yeah. I'm gonna get you right where you at. All right, y'all have a good weekend.
Peace.
Somebody Jared loading political bullets. Wait.